they come. Post time. Deep stretch now. Shut the camera
up. Broadcasting live from Prince Edward Island, this is Race Day.
And we're underway for a very special Friday night race program here at Redshores Racetrack and Casino overlooking the legendary Charlottetown Driving Park. It is an evening at Redshores celebrating the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards. And boy, we have winter conditions out there tonight. -1 feels like maybe -6 and around there. We had some snow earlier in the day, guys, but looks right now like it's going to be clear for the rest of the way here tonight in this 10-pack race program. You're with Lee Drake along with Peter McPhee and Ken Workington. Welcome back to Prince Edward Island, Ken. We don't have the green grass for you here. We traded that for a little bit of snow, but it's great to have you here. And guys, Peter, we start out with a 10-pack tonight, and we lean in on the Joe O'Brien Memorial, which is the feature race of the night.
Yeah, sets up to be a dandy here. Burnout, Hanover on the rail for Brady Sweet. They're going to be tucked in. They like to leave, but we maybe see the 6 on front, but Burnout, Hanover's going to get a nice trip from the rail. 3-trick gainer is 2 tonight. Mantario, always tough from post 3. Blood Money is 4 for David Dowling. Pictonian I Am is 5. And Roll with Hottie Toddy. He's been rolling along, looking to win again for Miles Heffernan post 6 here tonight. Lee sets up to be a very good race.
And Ken, just before we get to the feature race tonight, there is something very special that we're going to play. This was a race for all the way back to 1970, and you played a very special role in this race. Joe O'Brien competing in this race, the International Trot at Roosevelt Raceway. Take us through that gem that's going to be played tonight.
Yeah, this was a voiceover a long, long time ago. It was something I don't usually do. I got to call a race after I've already seen it. And in this race, Fresh Yankee, the rags to riches story that was purchased for a mere $900 by Duncan McDonald of Sydney, Nova Scotia, had post 2. It was 1.25 miles, the 1970 Horse of the Year, North America's first $1 million trotter, trained by Hall of Famer Saunders Russell, and of course driven by Hall of Famer Joe O'Brien, who made a key move in this race to win it.
Can't wait. I went back on memory lane with it last night. It's really something else, and it's going to be coming up tonight. We have some other special guests. We're going to dive in, of course, all the finalists that are here tonight. We have Standardbird Canada directors and a whole list of sponsors here tonight. All-Star Cresting has the first race presentation coming up. But before we get there, let's send it upstairs to Vance Cameron and get all the equipment and program changes on this Friday night special program. Vance.
Thank you, Lee, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Redshores Racetrack and Casino at the Charlottetown Driving Park for tonight's racing program. It's event number 80 of the meeting. Good track conditions. There is a 1-second variant. It's -5 degrees Celsius, the temperature at this time in Charlottetown. The track condition is rated by the officiating members from the Atlantic Province's Harness Racing Commission. Tonight, the senior judge is Mr. Kent Butler. The associate judges are Mr. Robbie Shaw and Mr. Ronnie Hennessy. Now here tonight's program and equipment changes. In the first race tonight, number 7, Roadrunner Colony going from open to blind bridle. Open to blind on 7, Roadrunner Colony in the opener. Turning over to race number 2. The number 1 entry, Woodmere Expedia, going from the Tony Morgan spreader to Go Straight. Woodmere Expedia in the second, removing the Tony Morgan spreader, adding Go Straight. Turning over to race number 3, scratch the 6-horse David Lloyd George. He will not go. Race 3, scratch number 6, David Lloyd George. No changes in the fourth. Turn over to race number 5, featuring the Super High 5. In the fifth race, number 7, Elm Grove Misty, going from blind to a can't see back bridle. Elm Grove Misty in the fifth race from blind to can't see back. Final change on tonight's program goes to race number 6. In the sixth race, scratch number 7, Brookdale Ollie. He will not go. Race 6, scratch the 7 entry, Brookdale Ollie. That's going to wrap up the changes at this time on tonight's 10-race presentation The Mitchell windows, they're open and they're selling. And you have 25 minutes to make your first race decisions with opening post time set for 6 o'clock.
Race Day Live continues from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Welcome to our on-track and off-track customers. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Abogwed Mi'kmaq is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, if you are able, for the playing of our national anthem. Now, back to Race Day Live.
And here we are back at the top of the park in our broadcast locations here tonight, and Race Day Live continues as we get ready for a special evening at Red Shores celebrating the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards. As I said a little earlier, many special guests here tonight, including some finalists, which we'll get to in a few minutes. We also have directors with Standardbird Canada and also new president and CEO Daryl Kaplan in the house tonight. We'll be talking to them a little later. And a number of special guests and even a special presentation coming up after race number 6. Don't miss that. Track is rated as good. 1 second variant here tonight. We have -5 in the wind at northeast at 15 kilometers an hour. Not much of a factor here tonight, guys. Lee Drake along with Peter McPhee and Ken Workington. And when we talk about the finalists in play here tonight, we're going to take this, and we sort of saw it as a trifecta because it has so many great connections. 3 to so much more. It was up for the older pacing mare finalist. The breeder is Doug McPhee from New Haven. And the driver, on many occasions, of course, James McDonald, who's up for the Keith Waples Driver of the Year finalist. And Peter, you can choose so many great races from this mare. She's just been so dominant on the racetrack that we're going to highlight one here tonight.
Yeah, Lee, again, she knows where the wire is. I was looking back at her stats yesterday, and a lot of her wins are close, but she gets the job done. She knows where the wire is. She has 70 lifetime wins, and she went over the $1 million mark life back in 2022. So we're going to take you back to Woodbine Mohawk Park. Here it is. So much more, going over 1 million life. Let's take a look.
Quarter as they go by 3/8 together. She's None Better, Even Money favorite, brushing to the front. So Much More covered up into second. Back into third is Kick Up Your Heels, Snow Shark fourth, 50 inside to Mia Culpa. Settin' a Pressin' from back in sixth. Trailing seventh, She's Got It All. Halftime in 55-2, and they wheel to the far turn. She's None Better on top of length. Right there, So Much More second. Kick Up Your Heels, Snow Shark tracked by Mia Culpa, setting a precedent, and She's Got It All can see them all. 3/8 of a mile to go. Still on top, She's None Better. So Much More starts to wangle from the pocket spot. Third inside to Kick Up Your Heels. Then Snow Shark, Mia Culpa, setting a precedent, and She's Got It All. 3/4 in 124-2, and they spin for home. The one they're trying to track down is She's None Better. Here to the outside comes So Much More, and So Much More digs and drives, comes after She's None Better at the rail. She's None Better at the inside. So Much More on the outside from in second. Continues to inch up closer to the leader's bridle. Inside, She's None Better. So Much More reaches up to win. It's So Much More in front. She's None Better. Kick Up Your Heels and Snow Shark in 150-4.
So like I said, Lee, she knows where the wire is, got there in the end. And Kenny, you have some stats. We're going to pull up the picture there of that win at Woodbine Mohawk Park back in 2022. And we have a beautiful sign. Yeah, there it is, reaching the $1 million mark, Kenny.
Yeah, it's quite the milestone there for $1 million. She earned $321,000 this year. The fourth consecutive year, So Much More will be an O'Brien Award finalist. She hopes to give her connections a third trophy. She's a daughter of Big Jim. 11 wins, 31 starts this season, and it's the fifth consecutive year she's reached the double-digit mark in victories. Canada's pacing queen, iron tough, consistent, and she's beaten the boys twice this season as well. So hats off to her connections. Don Beatson, of course, James McDonald. So Much More has given so much more to her fans and her connections.
Yeah, and the breeder with Doug McPhee of New Haven. And, guys, with the opportunity to talk to James tonight, I know he's flying in here. We'll have an opportunity. And one of my questions is going to be about driving that mare and the fact that she puts in so many great performances. Before we leave this segment on the pregame on the Race Day show here today, let's have a look at some of the PEI O'Brien Awards finalists. And we're going to roll through some of the finalists here for you. We talked with James McDonald, Keith Waples, Driver of the Year finalist. Dr. Ian Moore is also going to be here tonight. His wife Nancy, and we hope to talk to them after a little bit. Trainer of the Year finalist. Jason Hughes, the horsemanship finalist. We're on the air this morning with Ocean 100, and he's in action here tonight at Red Shores as well. And guys, we're going to roll into the horses now as well. We have some great island connections here.
Yeah, and again, we'll get to the horses in just a moment. But, here are some more folks as well. Ashley Gamster's up for the Outstanding Groom Award finalist. Andrew Ward, Outstanding Groom finalist as well. And they both work on Prince Edward Island, so great to see them nominated. And Curtis McDonald, doing great work with Cujo Entertainment, up for the Media Excellent Award finalist. And Kenny, you have the horses as we slide them in here now.
Yeah, let's take a look at them right here. Stockade Sealster, and of course Stockade Sealster up against Moment is here. He's the other candidate in that 3-year-old pacing colt category. Stockade, a star-studded freshman campaign earned him an O'Brien Award honor, so he's looking for another. Stockade is back as a finalist after a strong campaign, 7 wins, 18 starts, and co-owned by Sally McDonald of Prince Edward Island. And again, we have so much more there. We went over her, and that breeder again is Doug McPhee of New Haven. So an early congratulations for being honored. Of course, we're here to celebrate and honor the royalty of Canadian harness racing at the 35th O'Brien Awards. Several island connections.
That's right, Ken. And you know, while guests continue to roll in here tonight, we're 10 minutes away, 9 minutes away from opening post time here tonight in this 10-pack on this special Friday night card. It's the final card of the meet. And when you're arriving tonight, make sure you fill out a ballot because James McDonald is giving away one of his summer driving suits. You'll have a chance to fill out a ballot for a chance to win that. All kinds of great special moments happening tonight. We'll take a break and we'll meet the horses coming up shortly in race number 1, live from Red Shores.
Introducing the first race pacers and their drivers on post parade. Number 1, Buddies and Virgins, owned by Ryan and Daryl Neal of Winslow. Daryl Neal trains and drives. 2 is Azure Beach, owned by Darla McCachran of Summerside, trained by Dwayne McCachran. Kenny Murphy up. 3 is Southfield Sandy, owned by Route 19 Racing of Long Point, Nova Scotia, trained by Jeff Holmes. Brady Sweets aboard. Arnold the Paperboy, number 4, owned by Billy McKay of South Granville, trained by Willie McKay. Miles Heffernan driving. Here comes Emmett Ware's number 5, owned and trained by Melvin Gamester, Hunter River, Corey McPherson. 6 is Pineapple Express, owned, trained, and driven by Willie McKay, Brett Albin. 7, Roadrunner Colony, owned by Tyler Wilkie of Stratford, trained by Kyle Wilkie, Jason Hughes. Number 8, Hemingway, owned by Melissa Rennie of Charlottetown and Abby Clough of Cornwall. Melissa does the training, Adam Murner drives. 3 minutes wagering time on race number 1. Just 3 minutes to post time. You're watching Race Day live from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and this is a special edition, an evening at Red Shores, celebrating the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards. Lee Drake, Peter McPhee, and Ken Warkenden pick up the action next with the Isle Pick 5.
Yeah, well, thanks very much, Vance. And as you mentioned, we get things rolling tonight in the first sequence with the Isle Pick 5. It's the low 15% takeout, 1,500 guarantee pool. And we want to thank All-Star Cresting for their sponsorship tonight. We have a whole lineup of sponsors on the roster here tonight, and they're going to be trackside for the first cooler presentation. As a matter of fact, they do majority of all of our coolers here at Red Shores and do a fantastic job of it. Only one change on the first race, and that is Roadrunner Colony. It goes from open to blind bridle. And Ken and Peter will pick up the action next on race number 1.
Thanks very much, Lee. Yeah, we're going to head out to the track here. 3 to go before race number 1 tonight. It's the Daily Double, Exactor, 20-cent Super, the Try, the Guarantee, 20-cent Isle Pick 5. It kicks off here in Charlottetown. Win, place, and show, and tag your ticket for the Wild Horses. That's the on-track players. Jackpot $25. We land on the 4. Arnold, the Paperboy here for William McKay of South Granville. William does the training as well. Miles Heffernan in the bike. He's knocking on the door here, Kenny.
Yeah, let's take a swing right off the bat tonight. Why not? He's the longest shot on the board, but he's 0 for his last 34. Okay, he's been noticeably better and a runner-up in his last 2. I like the improvement. Simply followed Southfield Sandy around for the deuce last Saturday. If Sandy somehow falters or gets roughed up, then maybe the Paperboy can deliver here. Now he's 8 to 1. How about that? Yep. Arnold the Paperboy.
8 to 1, as Kenny said here. 2 to go before the first. Well, here's the favorite right now, Southfield Sandy for Route 19 Racing of Long Point, Nova Scotia. Jeff Holmes trains. Brady Sweet does the driving. Kenny, this combo has been great in the month of January in Charlottetown.
Yeah, top percentage connections in Canada right now. Brady Sweet and Jeff Holmes. And trainer Jeff Holmes is coming off the best season of his young career with 50 wins last year. This is a fresh claim, was able to exhibit that controlling speed and pay instant dividends in a sparkling 159 over a sloppy track as well. And he draws better. He's 3 to 5, and rightly so.
Okay, we're under a minute to go here before race number 1. Thank you again to All-Star Cresting. We'll see the trackside presentation after race number 1 tonight. And Kenny, you're heading way outside to Hemingway here. Melissa Rennie and Abby Clough, they share the ownership. Melissa does the training. It's Adam Murner in the bike. You like this horse to round out your tribe.
Yeah, the 13-year-old veteran who tripped out to beat Arnold the Paperboy and Southfield Sandy 2 starts back. Then he got parked as the beaten chalk. He attempts a rebound from post 8 for the potent team of Adam Murner and Melissa Rennie. 9 to 1, a nice price on Hemingway. If he gets his way, he needs the trip.
We mentioned all these great sponsors here tonight, and we have MCA Consultants. They're going to be trackside tonight. Red Shores, McRae Backhoe and Trucking Inc., the PEI Standard Horse Owners Association. We also have the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association, all the great work we do there. Standardbird Canada, All-Star Cresting's got the first one here tonight, Ocean 100, and of course we can't forget the support of ACOA, Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, and the province of Prince of Rhode Island. So all the great work here tonight, and a number of special guests. Just saw Nancy Moore drop by the broadcast center here, so nice to see you. Countdown clock is in. It's post time for race number 1. And the horse is in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate and upstairs for the race call on this special Friday night. Here's Vance Cameron.
Buddies and Virgins, Azure Beach, Southfield Sandy. Arnold the Paper Boy, here comes Emmett. Pineapple Express, Roadrunner Colony. Hemingway in the grandstand side, top of the stretch. Here they come. It's a Friday night at Charlottetown. Island Kitchen Party Night. First race, post time. The rough and pacing Southfield Sandy getting the first call towards the rail. Buddies and Virgins. To their outside is Arnold the Paperboy third. Farther out in fourth, Pineapple Express. Azure Beach will get away fifth. Around the turn in sixth. Here comes Emmett. Then seventh is Roadrunner Colony, followed by the trailer, who is Hemingway in the early going along the backstretch and racing to the quarter, led by Southfield Sandy in line to Brady Sweet. Arnold the Paperboy wants that two-hole. It's just not there right now. Third up the rail is Buddies and Virgins, and he's closing it up now. Racing from fourth is Pineapple Express. The quarter went 29 and 3. Racing fifth on the turn is Azure Beach. Going to the outside from sixth is Here Comes Emmett. On the outside, Roadrunner Colony seventh. Up the rail, Hemingway is eighth. Approaching the midway point, and a good old-fashioned Friday night brouhaha going on the front end here. Southfield Sandy the leader. Arnold the Paper Boy getting the worst of it here. Third up the rail is Buddies and Virgins, 59 and 3 over to the half. Coming fourth on the outside, Here Comes Emmett. Fifth up the rail, Pineapple Express. Moving up six outside, Roadrunner Colony. Azure Beach got a big-time Charlottetown shuffle. He's towards the rail, and to his outside, Hemingway, the three-quarters up next, and the leader there, Southfield Sandy. Here comes Emmett up to take over second. Arnold the Paperboy found the rail. He's now third. The three-quarters up in 29 and 3. Approaching on the 7-8. Southfield Sandy trying to see it through. Arnold the Paperboy along the rail. Here comes Emmett on the outside. Moving up fourth is Roadrunner Colony. They're in deep stretch now. Southfield Sandy, Brady Sweet, every call's a winning one. Roadrunner Colony rallied second. From out of the clouds up third, Azure Beach 159-2.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 1 from Red Shores in Charlottetown on a Friday night. All-Star Cresting trackside presentation coming up next. We thought Southfield Sandy and Brady Sweet would be on the lead, and that's what happened in here, Kenny.
Yeah, on a long form spree, Southwind Sandy able to rate tonight, 29-3, 59-3, 129-3. Brady Sweet, he is cool as a cucumber in the bike here. It's a jiggy jog score in 159-2 for trainer Jeff Holmes. So the Sweet Holmes combo continues to sizzle. A couple of long shots to round it out. Roadrunner Colony emerges from third over position and rallies with that bridle change tonight. And Azure Beach gets up for the show spot. Southfield Sandy, 3 for 4 on the season, keeps it rolling for Sweet and Holmes.
Southfield Sandy arriving at the first race. Winner's Circle, Bay Facing Gelding. He's 8 by Western Paradise off the Camlock Dam, San Frangelica. Owned by Route 19 Racing of Long Point, Nova Scotia. Bred by Woodmere Farms of Marshfield. Trained by Jeff Holmes. Brady Sweet put him on top at every call tonight, winning in 1:59 and 2. Southfield Sandy in the Charlottetown opener at trackside. All-Star Questing joining with the cooler presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by Symes Horse Transport. Based in Nova Scotia and with over 20 years of experience, Chucky Symes would welcome an opportunity to transport your horses when you need them moved. Operating 2 rigs, Symes Horse Transport offers safe, feasible, and timely trucking in Canada and in the U.S. We also buy and sell horses. To book a stall and to get a quote, call or text 902-664-7086 or email sd.symes@gmail.com. Good luck racing.
Now the official results from the first race. Buddies and Virgin 7th. Hazard Beach 3rd. Southfield Sandy the race winner. Arnold the Paper Boy 6th. Here comes Emmett 4th. Pineapple Express was 8th. Roadrunner Colony 2nd. Hemingway finished 5th. Fractions went 29 and 3. 59 and 3. 129 and 3. And the mile 159 and 2. In review, it's 731 648 25. Southfield Sandy paid $250 to win. The exactor $30.70, triactor $83.60, superfecta $41.01.
Okay, so race number 2 is coming up next here. We'll get a paddy cam shot of those horses getting ready to go along with their drivers in just a few minutes. And thank you to the Prince County Horsemen's Club. They're going to be trackside with the next cooler presentation here tonight. Only one equipment change in the second race, and that's on the one horse. Goes from Tony Morgan to Go Straights. That's the only equipment change for you tonight as well. On behalf of David McKenzie and the entire team here at Red Shores, we want to welcome you. I know we have some first-time visitors here to Red Shores, and it's great to have you here tonight. Final card of the meet. It's followed by an island kitchen party. Getting a lot of texts about that. Yeah, it'll start right after the race program here tonight. As a matter of fact, you can go, though, if you want to go to the viewing party down there or a simulcast theater, you can also check that out, guys. So on behalf of David McKenzie and the entire team, we're going to hear from some other guests that are coming over from Atlantic Lottery as well after a 6th race presentation. So let's get the picks rolling in here with Peter McPhee and Ken Morkinson as we slide into race number 2.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the picks here. They'll be out on the track in just a moment. Kenny, you're heading towards the 6 here, Judicial, on the outside.
Yeah, trying to beat the favorite, the big chalk here, 1-9. That's Woodmere Expedia, who finally scored his maiden breaker, going all the way. Duke of the West to round out my top 3. 6-1-3, Peter McPhee, post-time picks, classifier's choice, covered in chalk dust.
Yeah, the post-time picks, that's Kurt Hughes, and we've been talking to him already tonight. He's been on quite a roll in January, picking winners left and right.
Who does Kurt Hughes like? That's what I want to know.
Well, he likes the one in here. He had the first race right, so I will be getting lots of texts from Kurt tonight. He's been on top of his game in January and looking to do it again here tonight.
The second race, sponsored by the Prince County Horsemen's Club, on parade. Number 1, Woodmere Expedia, owned by Wild Ride Stable of Kensington. Trained by Joe Baxter, Kenny Murphy drives. 2, Power of 4, owned, trained, and driven by Irwin Neal of Charlottetown. Duke of the West wears number 3, owned by Lee Gavin of Tignes, trained by Stacy Dara. Jason Hughes drives. 4, Nolan's Magic Sway is owned by Dale and Ronnie Rennie Incorporated and Melissa Rennie. Melissa is the trainer, driven by Adam Murner. Number 5, 2 Points. The owners are Brittany Dowling, Cindy McLean, Joel Watson, Mary Weeks. David Dowling trains and drives. 6 is Judicial, owned by Morris McCabe, Wayne McPherson, Angus Bird, and Harold Shepard. Harold is the trainer, Patrick Shepard above the wheels. There's 4 minutes wagering time on tonight's second race. Race day live continues, followed by the Island Kitchen Party in the Trade Center. Lee, Peter, and Ken pick up the action next.
Well, there's a look at the Island Kitchen Party. It's all part of the series Park After Dark, and it's coming up tonight just after the live race program, just next door at the Trade Center. No, you don't have to go outside. You can stay, just go down the stairs and under the stairs in the main lobby, and they'll get you right in the Trade Center there. It's great music. We have food stations there, and it's underway from, I think it's going to start earlier than 9:30 around, and I'm not sure if it'll go to 12:30 for sure. We know that. But if you didn't get your tickets online, you can get some tickets at the door as well. Prince County Horsemen's Club coming up next. Peter McPhee and Ken Morkman pick up the action here in race number 2.
Okay, thank you very much, Lee. 3 to go here before race number 2, and we're going to land on the 6 here. Judicial from Mo McCabe, Wayne McPherson, Angus Bird, Harold Shepard. They all share the ownership. Harold does the training as well, and it's Patrick Shepard in the bike here today. And Kenny, like you said, you're taking a swing from post 6.
Well, Last Duck got the worst of it, getting parked all the way last week after an impressive wire-to-wire in 159 and 2 starts back. He's got a chance to fire off the wings here. He should at 6-5. He's got a chance to rebound for Team Shepard.
So we go from the outside to the inside, and this is the one, Woodmere Expedia, Wild Ride, Stable, Kensington PEI, they own. Joe Baxter trains, and Kenny Murphy is in the bike, and they look good from the rail last week, Ken Workington, going right down the road.
From the Tony Morgan spreaders to Go Straights, Woodmere Expedia finally scored that maiden breaker, cruising all the way as the heavy favorite. He's back on the rail. It looks to be the logical one in here to be reeled in again. He's 4-5. We'll see if he goes unpressured.
Okay, we're under 2 to go here before race number 2. Want you in on the action? Exactor 20-cent super. The try as well, win, place, and show. And tag your ticket for the on-track players. Jackpot $25 here. As we look at Duke of the West here for Lee Gavin of Tignish. Stacey Dara trains. Jason Hughes is going to do the driving. They were third last time, Kenny. 2-1-1. Closed it out in 30.
Yeah, I like the way Jason drove that long shot in the first race. Duke of the West slightly paced, compromised in the slop. Still offered a mild late bid to finish third behind the big favorite here, Woodmere Expedia. He paced home in 30 seconds, flat, lands post 3 again. Looms as a stalking threat here for the Blue Knight, and he's a juicy 15-1.
Countdown clock is in for race number 2. Our world headquarters tonight, Redshores.ca. Also check out our player portal as well. It's brand new. Everything you need to know if you're playing the horses tonight. In behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gates and back upstairs for the race call, here's Vance Cameron.
Woodmere Expedia, Power of 4. Duke of the West, Nolan's Magic Sway. 2 points, Judicial on the gate. And the gate at the top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. Rough and pacing. 2 points is firing out. Nolan's Magic Sway on the rail. Woodmere Expedia. Then between horses, that's Power of 4. We got a host of leavers, and they're 4 wide around the turn. Arriving at the 8th pole, and Nolan's Magic Sway onto the lead with Murner. From the outside second, there goes action on the outside with 2 points, and Dowling set to clear. Moving on to take over third is Power of 4. Woodmere Expedia fourth. Coming fifth on the outside, Duke of the West. Then the trailer, that is Judicial. They're on by the first quarter, and they were there in 29 and 2. On the point now, that's 2 points as they arrive next after 3/8. In the 2 hole is Nolan's Magic Sway. Power of 4 is there at the rail third. Duke of the West has moved into fourth. On to take over fifth is Judicial, and the heavy favorite has dropped back to be the trailer, Woodmere Expedia. They're halfway home. 2 points, the midway point leader. Second, Nolan's Magic Sway. Power of 4 into the turn, a racing third. Fourth is Duke of the West, 59 and 1 was the half. There's the inquiry sign on the toe board. Second race under it, judges inquires. They're going to 3/4. 2 points, the the leader on Nolan's Magic Way. Off the leader's third. That's Power of Four. Judicial takes fourth on the outside. Duke Up the West on the rail fifth. Woodmere Expedia from the outside the trailer. 3/4 in the books in 1:29 flat on the turn with the second and final time. Approaching the 7/8. 2 points. The leader. There goes Nolan's Magic Way to the outside for the stretch drive. Battle on for the show prize. Down the stretch they come. Nolan's Magic Way comes up late and will win for Adam Murner. 2 points is second. Woodmere Expedia rallied up to be third. The time for the mile in 1:58.1. Reminder of the judges' inquiry in the second race. Please retain your tickets. The judges' inquiry involves the conduct of race number 2 after the opening 8th.
Okay, there is an inquiry here in race number 2. We'll get to the replay and talk you through it here, but remember we are under inquiry here. Prince County Horsemen's Club presentation coming up next. Universum Slow-Mo here tonight, Kenny. And there was a bit of confusion, but once they settled out and straightened out, the 5 got the lead, but it set up perfectly for the 4.
Yeah, there was quite the scramble on there, and of course the one Woodmere Expedia, the favorite, throwing in some steps there and dropping back to last. Judicial got off to a terrible start. Nolan's Magic Shui by Pang Shui parlays the pocket ride for Adam Murner and Melissa Rennie. Horse was 3 for 37 coming in, 1 for his last 1 for his last 30, is able to work out the pocket trip here and win in 1:58 and 1/5, and that's a new mark for the winner. 2 points. Solid effort for second. Woodmere Expedia may have gotten the show dough there, and we'll await the photo and inquiry.
So there you have it on the slow-mo for you and what the inquiry and the racing officials are having a look at. Hold all tickets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the racing officials will be parading number 5, 2 points back to the winner's circle. I'll have the details on the inquiry when they become available. But now presenting the second race winner will be number 5, 2 points. Bay Pacing Gelding, 4 years, the son of Deuce Sealsters off the Better's Delight Dam, Tally Ho, owned by Brittany Dowling, Cindy McLean, Joel Watts, and Mary Weeks, bred by Gary Hall and Christina Hall. David Dowling is the trainer and the driver. We will have an adjustment for the time for the mile. 2 points, place the winner in the second race, and down at trackside, the Prince County Horsemen's Club joining us on this Friday night with the cooler presentation. Now the results of the judges' inquiry from the second race. Racing officials deemed that number 4, Nolan's Magic Way, caused interference to numbers 1 and 2. En route to the opening quarter, Nolan's Magic Way finished first and has been placed 6th. Here's the official results now in the second race. Woodmere Expedia finished 3rd, placed 2nd. Power of 4 finished 6th, was placed 5th. Duke of the West finished 4th, was placed 3rd. Nolan's Magic Sway finished 1st, placed 6th for interference. 2 points finished 2nd, was placed 1st. Judicial finished 5th, was placed 4th. Fractions went 29 and 2, 59 and 1. 129, and the correction time is 158 and 2. From the top, your program reads after the placings 2, 5, 3, 6, 1, 4. 2 points paid $10.70 to win. Exactor $21.20, Triactor $67.50, Superfecta $23.03, and the early daily double $13.50.
Okay, so welcome back to Red Shores here on beautiful Prince Edward Island. A snowy night tonight. It's Friday night. It is the final card of the season. It's an evening at Red Shores celebrating the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards. And your race program tonight really is something special. If you picked up your official program tonight, has some great photos of Joe O'Brien throughout the program as well. You're going to see some great photos not only of Joe, but also some great history of the tracks here on Prince Edward Island. So it is a souvenir program for sure, and you can have that with you as you roll along on this special card for Friday night. Of course, the big Delta Awards tomorrow night, the Stanley Canada O'Brien Awards are tomorrow night at the Delta Marriott, and that's going to start at 5:30, the reception, and it's going to be really special. So we do have the O'Brien Awards finalists, guys, and let's rotate through them here. We start with James McDonald, a special postcard that's going out tonight. James McDonald, the Keith Waples Driver of the Year finalist, Dr. Ian Moore, Trainer of the Year finalist, and Jason Hughes, Horsemanship finalist. Just some of the many, and we'll get back to that postcard in just a minute.
Red Shores sponsors the third race, and they're on the track for the post parade. Number 1, Zayden's Luck. Owned by Gary Polton and Dura Burho of Charlottetown. Gary does the training. Miles Heffernan drives. Number 2, Moonrider, owned by Debbie Element of Village Green. Trained by David O'Brien. Adam Murner up. Redland Samson 3, owned by Roderick Gillis, Donnie Smith, Paul Hogan, and Troy Cudmore. Trained by Cliff Murphy. Kenny Murphy driving. Affair Somewhere, number 4, owned by Evan Ford of Charlottetown. Trained by Ronnie Matheson, Jason Hughes. 5, Screen Test, owned by Kickin' Horse Stable of York and William Andrew, Calgary, Alberta. The trainer-driver, Corey McPherson. 6, David Lloyd George is scratched and will not go. And you have 4 minutes wagering time on tonight's third race. Don't miss the super high 5 on race number 5. Back again on race number 10 with that low 15% takeout.
All right, so there's the Super High 5 coming up in race 5. And again, on race number 10 tonight, guys, as Van said, that low 15% takeout. So get on the action on that and see if we can get the control room to roll up the other finalists for the O'Brien Awards here in this special postcard that we have coming up tonight. And that's been given out to some of the fans, of course, Peter. And it's a real keepsake for those who are nominated and tied to Prince Edward Island.
Very neat. When you come in tonight, you can pick it up at the main entrance. There's also some upstairs here. Ashley Gamester and Andrew Ward both work at Prince Edward Island. Both do great work. They're up for the Outstanding Groom Awards finalists. And Curtis McDonald and Cujo Entertainment, they have been hitting it out of the park all season long. Had a great 2023. Curtis and company up for the Media Excellent Award finalist.
And several horses, of course, connected to the island. Of course, we have Conor Sally McDonald, Stockade Sealster, 3-year-old Pacing Colt finalist. So much more. The Pacing Queen, older Pacing Mare finalist, bred by Doug McPhee of New Haven.
Okay, 3 to go here before race number 3 tonight. Exactor 20-cent super, the try, win, place, and show. Tag your ticket with the wild horses. Jackpot $25 for the on-track players. Here's Moonrider for Debbie Element of Village Green. David O'Brien trains, and it's Adam Murner in the bike. Kenny took a little bit of a sting job last week. Didn't hit the top 3. You're looking for a bounce back here.
Yep, exactly. A 12-year-old looking to bounce back off the Dull Mile. Take a long look at that close second to Burnout Hanover. 3 starts back. No burnouts in here. And now he gets some needed class and post relief. And I think Adam Murner will be looking for a little revenge here after getting DQ'd in that race previous to this, the second race. 3-1 right now is the count on Moonrider.
Okay, under 2 to go here. Need you in on the action. Red Shores presentation after race number 3 tonight. And speaking of the 3, here he is. Redland Sampson for Roderick Gillis, Donnie Smith, Paul Hogan, Troy Cudmore, all co-owners. Clifford Murphy trains. Kenny Murphy does the driving, and Ken Workington, this horse, first and second, last 2.
Yeah, very consistent, solid. 2-1 right now. This 4-year-old's very consistent. That was some noteworthy rally to score 2 starts back. Then he was a solid runner-up to the red-hot Elroy Shiner, and he finally draws a decent post.
Yeah, think that's key, Kenny. Like you said, Redland Sampson, 6, 6, and 6. Now he's got post 3 here tonight, racing very well, 2-1. We'll move over to the 5 at Screen Test for Kicking Horse Stable and William Andrew. They co-own, and Corey McPherson trains and drives, and Corey knows this horse very, very well. He seems to be knocking on the door as well. I know you got to take that last one out because he left post 7, but prior to that, he's been close.
Yeah, he could be on the verge here. He's racing against tougher 15:01, so he paid the price for a slow start from post 7 in the slop. Now he gets a chance to turn things around as a dangerous dropper. He is 6-5. We've played 2-3-5.
Well, still to come, we have Nicole McPherson, who just joined me here on the broadcast desk. We're going to hear from her coming up soon, Retro Media, and, of course, a local publisher with harness racing books. We'll have more on that. Countdown clock is in for race number 3. They're in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. And upstairs for the call, here's Vance Cameron.
Zayden's Luck, Moonrider. Redland Sampson, a fair somewhere screen test, scratched down to one of those happy fields of 5. Everybody gets a little piece of the purse money. Top of the stretch. Here they come. And away they go. Up and pacing and screen test fires on the outside. On the rail, that's Zayden's Luck between horses. Moonrider, the third one to the turn. To get away fourth is Redland Sampson. He's followed by the trailer. That is a fair somewhere by the 8th pole. And they straighten to the back stretch en route to the quarter. Screen test and Corey McPherson on the early lead. Second up the rail, that's Zayden's Luck racing in mid-pack third. Moonrider then in fourth along the inside of Redland Sampson, trailing the field a fair somewhere. Not a lot of step in the early going as this field is by the first quarter mile. Screen test got him over to that station in 29-4. Zayden's Luck getting the 2-hole ride. Racing from third, that's Moonrider on the turn fourth. Redland Sampson and continuing to trail. That is a fair somewhere. So the backfield comes in motion now as they race towards the opening half mile. Screen test will be the midway point leader. Second is Zayden's Luck from the outside. Redland Sampson picks up third. Moonrider on the rail fourth and on the outside fifth. That is a fair somewhere on by the first half mile in 1 minute and 4. Comfortable 31 seconds in the second quarter. Screen test around the paddock turn, approaching on the 5/8. Racing second is Zayden's Luck up the rail. Moonrider third. Fourth on the outside, Redland Sampson 3 wide, and the trailer, Affair Somewhere, 3/4 up next. Screen Test picks up the tempo now with a 1/4 mile to go. Second is Zayden's Luck from the outside third. Redland Sampson, Moonrider nowhere to go fourth, and on the outside, Affair Somewhere fifth. The 3/4 stripped, 1:30 and 2, just an 1/8 of a mile out. They went 29 and 3 in the third. Screen Test is homeward bound. Redland Sampson now second. Zayden's Luck third. Affair Somewhere. Deep stretch now. Redland Sampson coming on the outside, and we'll get there in the final stride for Kenny Murphy. Second is Screen Test. Up for third. That looked to be Affair Somewhere. 1:59.3.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 3 from Red Shores in Charlottetown tonight, brought to you by Universum Media. And Kenny, we said in the pre-race, Redland Sampson was racing great. He's able to track down Screen Test, who headed his own way early tonight.
Yeah, tough mile here for Redland Sampson. Comes first up in Screen Test, well rated here by Corey McPherson on the class drop. And it's 29.4, a 31-second second quarter, 1:30 and 2, but he gets a bit leg-weary late. Redland Sampson, the 4-year-old by Art Speak, gets up to nail him with Kenny Murphy driving, and that's 2 wins in his last 3 starts for Redland Sampson. Screen Test right there. Affair Somewhere rallies for the show dough. 1:59 and 3. Redland Sampson in the third.
Well, we're going to greet the winners here tonight in the place where everybody wants to be, and that's the winner's circle. And we have a special Red Shores presentation here, cooler presentation. And while we wait for the winner to make its way back here, I'd like to David McKenzie's going to be trackside presenting the Red Shores cooler, along with our president and CEO of Atlantic Lottery, Patrick Daigle, and Dallas McCready, the chief strategy officer with Atlantic Lottery. All going to be trackside Vance where everybody wants to be, is that winner's circle, especially on a Friday night.
And in that winner's circle goes number 3, Redland Sampson. Bay Pacing Gelding, he is the 4-year-old son of Arts Peak off the Umbro McIntosh Dam. Lady Sometimes, owned by Roderick Gillis, Donnie Smith, Paul Hogan, and Troy Cudmore. Bred by Arnold Hagan of Bible Hill, Nova Scotia. Trained by Cliff Murphy. Driven to victory by Kenny Murphy. 2 mile in 1:59 and 3. Redland Sampson in the third at trackside. Red Shores and the cooler presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by Windermere Farms. Windermere Farms is excited to add Keystone Velocity, sire of Jugette Winter, you can do it blue chip, to the 2024 Stallion lineup. He joins Malicious, whose offspring held down the highest sale average of the 2023 Atlantic Classic yearling sale, while siring the top-priced Atlantic Pacing filly and top-priced Atlantic sired yearling stud colt. Also joining the heavy-hitting lineup are Somewhere Fancy, Muscle Through It, and Source of Pride. Windermere Farms is unquestionably where Atlantic Canada's champion stallions call home.
Here's the official results now from the third race. Satan's Luck fourth. Moonrider fifth. Redland Sampson the race winner. Affair Somewhere third. Screen Test finished second. David Lloyd George was cracked. Fractions went 29 and 4. 1 minute 4. 1:30 and 2. And the mile 1:59 and 3. In review, your program reads 4-5-1. 3-2 scratched. Redland Sampson $6.80 to win. The Exactor $19.40, Triactor $84, Superfecta $14.42.
So Race Day Live continues on this special Friday night program here at Red Shores, and full house tonight, whether you're in the top of the park, the grandstand, or maybe down the Island Kitchen Party a little later on. And joining me on the desk is Nicole McPherson with Retro Media, and one of those great publishers here in Prince Edward Island, has done so much for Island harness racing and beyond with these books. Nicole, welcome to Race Day.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So let's talk about the book that we just launched not too long ago. This is Hoof Prints and Heartstrings, and
Yes.
boy, that's a great book, and it's a great seller.
It is a great seller. It's actually been one of the best sellers that Retro Media has had. It's available online at retromedia.ca now. It's also in some select bookstores, but it's a terrific book. A lot of maritime history, harness racing history, but great stories, like hilarious stories from St. John. A lot of the people here that grew up near the racetrack can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and Russell Henderson, amazing author, and great stories.
You know, I was actually talking to Wally Hennessy just the other night, and there's a great shot on the screen there, the harness racing publisher, great books from Retro Media, and you have this package, including Wally Driven to Win. Now, I have that copy as well. Actually, I have all the copies. But you really have a great bundle. Tell us about that and how we can get it.
Sure. So you can go to retromedia.ca, and the three books that you're seeing on the screen, Hoofprints and Heartbeats, Wally Driven to Win, and World Harness Racing are all available on the site for $99.
Okay. So
Lots of great reads.
all right, so retromedia.ca. Here's the post parade for race 4. We'll get more in a minute.
Fourth race on parade, number 1, Melanie's Magic, owned by Sandra Stead of Montague. Corey McPherson trains and drives. Nassau Hanover, number 2, owned by Brittany Dowling, Albert Hickox, and Claire Murphy. David Dowling trains and drives. First glance, number 3, on by Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge, trained by Jennifer Doyle, Jason Hughes. For Luigi Bizzacco is owned by Amanda McTavish of Harrington. Stephen Murphy trains and drives. 5 is Outrageous Show, owned by Paul Holmes of Warren Grove, trained by Jeff Holmes. Kenny Murphy. Number 6, Elroy Shiner, owned by Frank Sweet of Knutsford, trained by Jeff Holmes, Brady Sweets in the sulky. Only 2 minutes wagering time on the 4th race. Just 2 minutes to post time. Thanks to our Evening at Red Shores sponsor, Lee Drake. We'll have more on them and a look at something special coming up in April from EPR.
Yeah, that's right, Vance. You know, there's so many great special occasions coming up, and I was talking to Scott just the other night. A couple of photos here from back in the day. This is, well, I know that couple right there, eh, Peter?
Yeah.
Boyce McPhail, Edith McPhail. That was a shot back at Exhibition Park Raceway, and I think we have an event that's coming up. It's a Hall of Fame event that's happening at a local establishment in St. John. EPR Hall of Fame Award Ceremony, Saturday, April 20th at 7 p.m. The Grove Lounge in St. John, New Brunswick. So you can get the details there. I know they have some special details you'll find on Facebook as well. But that's coming up, and we wanted to get that in. Nice to talk to you, Scott, just the other day as well, with lots of great work. So, Nicole, just back to you. Like, when we talk EPR, well, the book that we just talked about a little while ago, Hoof Prints and Heartstrings, that has a lot to do with EPR and different stories. But that bundle you talked about there before, you have the World Harness Racing,
Yep.
Hoof Prints and Heartstrings, and Wally Driven to Win. How do we get that bundle?
So just visit retromedia.ca and you can purchase the bundle online for $99.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's a great deal. Okay, well, thanks for joining us tonight. We're down to a minute to go. Ken and Peter pick up the action here next on the 4th.
Okay, race number 4, like Lee said here, Prince Edward Island Standard Horse Owners Association trackside presentation. This is the 3. First glance for Danny Burt of Vernon Bridge. Jen Doyle trains. Jason Hughes does the driving. Ken, last year he won 6 races, paced 52-4 over this track. I think he's got a big shot here.
Yeah, back on PEI in the care of Jennifer Doyle. Owns that sparkling mark of 152-4 here, as you pointed out. Tangled with the preferred 2s last summer. Off a no chance from post 8. After missing 38 days, he needed the race. Now he moves inside for the Blue Knight, and he's 2-1.
Okay, here's the 6. Elroy Shiner, Frank Sweet of Knutsford owns. Jeff Holmes trains. Brady Sweet does the driving. Kenny, they like to zip the wings. Can they get there from post 6?
Yeah, blast-off is imminent here for Elroy Shiner, riding that long-form spree for Brady Sweet and Jeff Holmes. His last 2 were as easy as pie, as we like to say. He loves an off-track. His speed is intimidating. He's tough to go against. He's 6-5.
Well, Kenny Murphy won the last one, Ken Workington. Can he do it again with Outrageous Show at 15-1?
This is the other Jeff Holmes trainee. In this one, just missed with an aggressive effort as the beaten favorite. 2 starts back. Any semblance of that makes him a player here at a nice 16-1.
Getting set for race number 4 from Red Shores in Charlottetown tonight as the horses swing in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Vance Cameron, it's beautiful in February. Up to you for the call.
Absolutely, Peter. We've had it made here in 2024. We close down Charlottetown on this Friday night, the eve of the O'Briens. In the 4th race, they line up with Melanie's Magic, Nassau, Hanover, First Glance, Luigi Bizzacco, Outrageous Show, and Elroy Shiner. We've got a problematic start for First Glance. He's out of it early. There they go, up and pacing from the outside. There goes Elroy Shiner on the rail. Melanie's Magic is second. Third one to the turn, Nassau Hanover to get away 4th. That is Luigi Bizzacco. 5th is Outrageous Show. And in the backfield, First Glance had no chance on this night. Up the backstretch for time 1 to the quarter pole, led by Elroy Shiner in line to Brady Sweet. Racing second up the rail, Melanie's Magic right with the leaders. Third is Nassau Hanover. Back into fourth, Luigi Bizzacco. Outrageous Show is fifth in the backfield. First Glance, the trailer, 29 and 3 opened it up. They're around that upper turn for the first time. The front stepping Elroy Shiner, the fraction setter. In the 2-hole is Melanie's Magic coming out of the turn third. Nassau Hanover, Luigi Bizzacco fourth. On the outside fifth, that is Outrageous Show. First Glance has called it a night. They arrive at the midway point with Elroy Shiner halfway home. The first up attacker, that's Nassau Hanover. In the pocket, third, Melanie's Magic. 1 minute. 2 was the half, and there goes the inquiry sign. Fourth race lands on the judges' inquiry list. 3/8 of a mile to go. Elroy Shiner, the leader. In at the rail to reclaim second, Melanie's Magic. Now hanging on the outside third is Nassau Hanover. Fourth, that is Outrageous Show. Back into fifth, Luigi Bizzacco trails. At the 3/4, Elroy Shiner continuing to lead, and it's getting late. Melanie's Magic giving chase. Coming up third on the outside, Outrageous Show. The 3/4 went in 1:29 and 4, and they're homeward bound. Elroy Shiner trying to see it through. Melanie's Magic second. Outrageous Show is third. Oh, he's going to price him up once again. Elroy Shiner doubles up Brady Sweet and Jeff Holmes on this Friday night. Second goes to Melanie's Magic. Outrageous Show third in 1:58. But the judges' inquiry involves the start of the fourth race. Please retain your tickets. Judges' inquiry involves the start on 3 First Glance.
Okay, there's an inquiry here in race number 4, so we'll wait on that, but we'll take you through it here, Kenny. We said, can he get to the front from post 6 here? Well, with the 3 going off stride, Brady crosses over and controls it all the way.
Yeah, he zips right out there and with no effort at all. 29 and 3, a minute 2/5, caught a breather. 1:29 and 4, and you can see it's just a hand drive here as these connections. Brady Sweet, Jeff Holmes go 2 for 2 on the card. 158 flat, a pretty sharp effort here as he's won 6 of his last 7. He's won 4 of his 5 starts this season. That's going to be Melanie's Magic, who rode the pocket spot for second. Outrageous Show gets the show dough. Elroy Shiner, Brady Sweet, Jeff Holmes, they're unstoppable at Red Shores.
Results of the fourth race inquiry. All horses received a fair start. Number 3, First Glance, inside the fair start pole when the word go given. This horse has been on quite a roll for quite a long time here at Charlottetown. 6, Elroy Shiner in the fourth race. Winner's Circle. Bay Peaks and Gelding, 7 years. The son of Where We Needy off the Rambaran Dam, a rain dance heather. Owned by Frank Sweet of Nutford. Bred by Cynthia Graham and William Wolfrey of Ontario. Trainer Jeff Holmes doubles up. Driver Brady Sweet, he doubles up. The horse on top at every call in 1:58. Elroy Shiner in the fourth. Down at trackside, the PEI Standardbred Horse Owners Association has the cooler presentation. Now the official results from the fourth race: Melanie's Magic second, Nassau Hanover fourth, First Glance did not finish, Luigi Bizzacco fifth, Outrageous Show finished third, Elroy Shiner was the race winner. The fractions were 29 and 3, 1 minute 2, 129 and 4, and the mile 158. From the top, your program reads 2-4 did not finish, 5-3-1. Elroy Shiner, $4 to win. The exactor, $10, triactor, $56.50, and the superfecta, $21.02.
So race number 5 is coming up next. It's the Super High Five, and we'll get the Vance Cam with Vance Cameron along with Peter McPhee and Ken Morkenden at the broadcast desk. I'll sit this one out, guys. I don't think I'm going to hit the high five this season, so I'll wait till next season. You know, when you're going through the walls here, one of the things that we like to do at Red Shores is champion the great history, and so many great photos. And one photo in particular that we brought up tonight, that's been mentioned several times actually, is about Earl Smith. Now, the late Earl Smith, of course, one of the top developers, Peter and Ken, in the business, and he accomplished something February 1st in 2020 that very few people have ever done, and that's drive winners in 7 decades. It's really something else, and I think the control room has a shot of the picture. I was talking to his son, Mike Smith, just the other day, guys, and this is really something else to do.
It really is, Lee. Not many people, like you say, can do that have touched 7 decades of harness racing. Like you said, such a well-respected guy, not only as a driver, but a developer of talent, especially young horses. Earl could do that, and the aged horses as well. I mean, you look at all those photos, there's so many wins there, but I think the one that sticks out is the whip up there for Pownell Bay Matt in 2008, which I consider the greatest Gold Cup and Saucer of all time, winning from Post 8. And Ken, I know you've heard lots about Earl Smith, and he's just been something else throughout his career.
Well, when he passed away, it was sudden, and I could feel the shock waves all the way down to New Jersey. You guys were really affected by it. A legendary horseman, an influential figure to a lot of other horsemen. He was an inspiration and certainly gone too soon.
Absolutely, and I know, Lee, you're close to Mike, and so am I. And Mike was on the desk that day when Earl won the Gold Cup and Saucer.
Yeah, it was a very special moment. That first win in 1968 all the way through, all those great moments, and touched so many great people over the years. And I think Del Miller were the two that Earl with the 7 decades, but there's some other drivers probably joined that club as well, with Emmons McKay and Henry Smallwood, when I was doing some research with Jerry McCabe last night. So just another one of those special touches that we have here. When you're here tonight, maybe it's your first time visitor, as the horses start to roll here in the paddock tonight, take a look at some of the great history here at Red Shores.
Race 5 on parade, featuring the Super High Five. I Can Do It, number 1, owned by Douglas and David Neal of Charlottetown, trained by Keith Ford. Adam Murner drives. 2 is Dorabella, owned by Philip DeRoche of Coleman, trained by Kyle DeRoche, Miles Heffernan aboard. 3 is Elm Grove Nancy, Kenny Murphy in the driver's seat for owner-trainer Robert Phillips, lose route 204. Number 4, Sports Icon, has one claim entered. One claim entered on the 4, Sports Icon. Owned by Martin Kemper from Elmwood, Ontario. Trained by Harold Shepard. Driven by Patrick Shepard. 5, Locker Up, is owned by Jamie Kennedy of Charlottetown. Trained by Kenny Arsenault. Jason Hughes. Owned by Mike Arnold of Olds, Alberta, and Amy Lockie of Montague. Trained by Mike Dowling. Driven by David Dowling. Number 6, She's Rockin' Fame. Elm Grove Misty wears number 7, owned by Charlene Cipher of Springvale. The trainer-driver, Dave Kelly. And completing this field is the 8, Miss Sangria, owned by Laura Jean Gregory of Clyde River, trained by Ronnie Gaz. Tonight, Corey McPherson. 3 minutes wagering time here in the 5th race. And gentlemen, we're coming up with our selections in the first of 2 super high fives on this special Friday night here in Charlottetown. We thank our friends at Results Marketing and Advertising for their continued presentation of the Vance Cam. And in the 5th, I'm on to the 6. She's Rockin' Fame, another mare that's put quite a record together here on the island. She was tied last year with the 15 wins in the country for trips to the winner's circle. I'm going to use her on top. Like the 4, Sports Icon, the veteran mare comes into the race on a 3-race win streak, has that claim entered on this night. Going to go to the far outside and play a real long shot for 3rd, guys. I got the 8 right now with no ticket sold. That's Miss Sangria. Going to use the 5, Locker Up, for 4th. And I'm on to the rail for another long one. That's I Can Do It. I like 6, 4, 8, 5, 1. And may I add, Mr. Workington, the Hall of Famer. Great to have you back on PEI. Gentlemen, down to your choices.
Thanks very much, Vance. I've got your top 2. She's a Rockin' Fame and Sports Icon. 6-4. I went with a 2, Dorabella, for the 3rd spot. A non-threatening 4th in her last 2, as Sports Icon snapped her 3-race winning streak. The gray mare draws better. 3, Elm Grove Nancy. 0 for her last 37, but I'm not looking for her to win. 3rd in her last 3, chasing Sports Icon, draws inside. And the 5, Lock Her Up, who's tumbled down the class ladder, fresh off a wake-up second-place finish to Sports Icon, and retains Jason Hughes. So it's a 6-4-2. 3-5 for me, Peter.
Yeah, I'm going to the 2 here, just like you said, Kenny, based on the post. Draws in. I'm going to put her on top. I do like 6 for 2nd, 4 for 3rd, 3 for 4th, and I'm joining Vance, putting the 8 in for 5th. 2, 6, 4, 3, 8 from this side of the desk. Okay, getting set for race number 5 from Red Shores in Charlottetown tonight as the horses swing in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Vance Cameron, James McDonald just dropped by the broadcast desk. We'll have him on a little bit later. But what a year he had in 2023. Up to you for the call.
Been on to quite a roll, Mr. McDonald has been. Looking forward to the interview. Lighting up in the 5th, I Can Do It. Dorabella, Elm Grove, Nancy, sports icon with that claim entered. Lock her up. She's a rockin' fame. Elm Grove Misty. Miss Sangria's got the grandstand side this time around. It's super high 5 time. It's race 5, and it's post time. The rough and pacing sports icon, she's a rockin' fame. Dorabella leaves, and I Can Do It along the rail, guarding the cones into the turn. Coming through the inside to be a 5th is Elm Grove Nancy. Then in 6th, it's Elm Grove Misty. 7th, that's Lock Her Up. Then the early trailer is a Miss Sangria. They're quarter pole bound, and they're to it and at it. At it and to it on the front end here. From the outside, sports icon, the leader. Dorabella's taking her on here on by the opening quarter mile. And they arrive there in 28-4. Sports icon has cleared for Patrick Shepard. Dorabella did all she could to take her on. Off the leader's 3rd is I Can Do It. She's a rockin' fame 4th. 5th is Elm Grove Nancy. Winging to the outside from 6th. That is Elm Grove Misty. Up 7th is Miss Sangria. Now trailing this field. Lock Her Up. They're halfway home. Sports icon, the midway point leader. Here comes a fresh. She's a rockin' fame on the outside 2nd. 58-2 was the half. 3rd up the rail is Dorabella. Up into 4th on the outside is Elm Grove Misty. I Can Do It. A fading 5th. Moving up 6th is Elm Grove Nancy. 7th is Miss Sangria. In the backfield, the trailer. Lock Her Up. The 3/4 the next station. We'll have a new leader. She's rockin' fame is cleared late for Dowling. Elm Grove Misty, a long shot, and I mean a long shot. Moves up to take over 2nd. Backpedaling 3rd. Sports icon Dorabella 4th. 5th is Elm Grove Nancy, 3 high 6. Miss Sangria, the 3/4 in 1:29-1, and they turn down the home stretch now. She's rockin' fame, the leader. Elm Grove Misty looking for a colossal upset. Sports icon, Elm Grove Nancy on the wire. Here's She's rockin' fame for David Dowling. 2nd is Elm Grove Misty. Sports icon is 3rd. 2 minutes, 2 fifths.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 5 from Red Shores in Charlottetown tonight. We'll see the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association trackside presentation. They were duking it out early. The 2 and the 4 in here. It's set up for the 6.
Yeah, they duked it out early here. Sports Icon was strung out to clear past the 3/8. She was strung out by Dorabella, who kept her out there for a stinging 28-4, 58-2. Past the half and gunning first up. Here comes She's a Rock and a Fame, and she clears past 3/4, and she's got to be, on her hands and knees here to hold off the long shot at 66.80. Elm Grove Misty and Dave Kelly looking for that upset. Sports Icon holds on to 3rd with the claim entered. She's Rock and Fame goes 4 for 4 to open up 2024. David Dowling and Michael Dowling.
This mare is perfect here in 2024, as our colleague Mr. Workington just made the note of, and she's arriving at the 5th race. Winner's Circle. She's number 6. She's a Rockin' Fame. Bay Pacing mare, the 5-year-old daughter of He's Watching, is off the Rock and Roll Hanover Dam. Southern Rock Owned by Michael Arnold of Olds, Alberta, and Amy Lockie of Montague. Bred by Lise Charbonneau of Quebec. Trained by Mike Dowling. Driven to victory by David Dowling. The mare picks up her 25th lifetime victory on this night. For David Dowling, that's his second winner for the double. Time for the mile in 2 minutes and 2/5. Down at trackside, the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association joining us with the cooler presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by All Star Cresting, specializing in embroidery, screen print, promotional products, and on-site cresting featuring the newest technology, and one of the largest embroidery and screen printing departments in Atlantic Canada. For all your clothing and merchandise needs, email sales@allstarcresting.ca. At All Star Cresting, we got you covered.
Now the official results from the 5th race. I Can Do It finished 8th. Dorabella was 6th. Elm Grove Nancy 4th. Sports Icon finished 3rd and was claimed by Colin and Morgan Shepherd of Brackley for $4,800. Lock Her Up finished 7th. She's Rock and Fame, the race winner. Elm Grove Misty finished 2nd. Miss Sangria was 5th. The fractions went 28-4, 58-2, 129-1, and the mile went 2 minutes and 2/5. In review, your program reads 864 371 25. She's Rock and Fame paid $420 to win. The exactor was $218.20. Triactor, $1,326.30. The Super High 5 gets carried over. And number 4, Sports Icon, claimed by Colin and Morgan Shepherd for $4,800.
Okay, so welcome back to Race Day Live here on this Friday night, a special evening at Red Shores, celebrating the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards, which take place tomorrow night at Delta Marriott. And I have the new president and CEO, Daryl Kaplan, with me on the desk. We'll get to Daryl in just a few minutes. Following the race program tonight, though, guys, Peter McPhee and Ken Workington, it is the Island Kitchen Party. And I know how much fun you guys like to have at the kitchen party. That's for sure. So we want to thank our sponsors, all the sponsors that are with us here tonight. We want to thank ACOA, the government of Prince Edward Island, of course, and everything that they do as well. And we've got a great lineup of food stations and music there. So that's going to happen just after the live race program tonight at around 9 o'clock or so. And that'll carry on for the next few hours as well with some great music. So I know you're both going to attend it, right?
It's going to be a great night, Lee. Looking forward to it. And again, thanks to all the sponsors involved with the kitchen party as well, and on all the races here at Red Shores tonight. As we roll in the picks for race number 6 tonight, Kenny, you're heading towards the 4 here, Jetster.
Yeah, right now he's 59-1.
Boy, if he comes in, we're going to have a nice night.
Yeah, now he's 63-1. 4-2-1 for me. Peter McPhee, 3-2-1 blast off.
Yeah, Kurt Hughes having a good night. Post time picks 2-1-3 classifier. Along the bottom, 2-4-5. Post parade is next.
Evening 6th race on the track for the post parade. Number 1, Howmack Augustus. Owned by Howmack Farms Limited of Brookfield. Trained by Earl Watts. Patrick Shepard drives. Owners of Brittany Dowling of Springvale and Claire Murphy of Millvale. David Dowling trains and drives. Number 2, You're My Heartthrob. Pictonian Storm 3 is owned and trained by Tammy Collins of Hazelbrook, driven by Damian McClellan. Ford Jetster is owned and trained by Stanley Harper Jr. of Inverness, Nova Scotia. Tonight, out of Myrner. Poplar Artie wears number 5, owned by Maddie and Liam Myers of Stratford, trained by Lenny Myers, Corey McPherson. 6 is Big Boy Hill, owned by Eric Taylor and Luke Much of Vernon Bridge, trained by Jennifer Doyle. Jason Hughes up. Number 7, Brookdale Ollie has been scratched. 4 minutes wagering time on tonight's 6th race. It's the start of the on-track pick 5. Lee Drake and the new president and CEO of Standardbred Canada, Daryl Kaplan, up next on Race Day.
Well, thanks very much, Vance. And yes, Ocean 100 will be trackside here for a cooler presentation. As you mentioned, the new president and CEO, Daryl Kaplan. I've been with him all day, and he's with his brand new role, which took over on January 15th. Daryl, welcome to Race Day.
Thanks, Lee. Pleasure to be here.
You know, I know it's been a busy time for you, and but I want to ask you right off the bat, and with your staff and everybody that's here getting ready for the big O'Brien Awards tomorrow night, how's the new role going?
It's going really well. We're extremely busy. We're thrilled to be here. So we jumped right into board meetings, into O'Brien Awards, which of course is our national celebration. Thrilled to have our directors here and staff members and, you know, the top of the industry here, and we're so happy to be here.
You know, it's you may be new to this role, Daryl, but I've known you for many, many years, and you've played a number of roles throughout Standardbred Canada. Can you touch on a few of those?
Sure. Been with Standardbred Canada for about 20 years now. So started in communications, editor of Trot Magazine, worked for the publication, then in through communications, got more into business development, that sort of planning, innovation, some of the marketing side, and here we are today. So it's been an amazing ride in this industry for sure.
Now I know it's been busy today. It's busy tonight. It's going to be really busy tomorrow. I've been working with Jade, a lot of the members of your team, Darlene, Jade. So many members that are joining us here. Dan Gall is here, the former president as well. You've got an excellent team.
Oh, it's an amazing team. It's an amazing team, and to bring everything together just this weekend it shows what this group is capable of, and not just the team here that's done a fantastic job, the team back home, and of course all across our racetracks here included, our racing services representatives from coast to coast. It's really an amazing group, and very proud to be part of it.
Well, we're really excited about it. I mean, Joe O'Brien's from Prince Edward Island. It's only been out of Ontario twice. This is the second time, and you and your team do a tremendous job, and we're very happy to work with you and very happy to have you here tonight at Red Shores.
Pleasure. Thanks very much, Lee.
That's the new president and CEO of Stanbridge Canada, Daryl Kaplan, and Peter McPhee and Ken Workington. You've got the action on the track next.
Thanks very much, Lee. Working on race number 6. We'll see the Ocean 100 trackside presentation after the 6th. Here's the 4 Jetster, and that's the horse Ken Workington's on, owned by Stanley Harper, and trained by Stanley Harper as well. Adam Murner to drive. Now 10-1, Kenny.
Yeah, what happened to 63
I
to
don't
1?
know. I think people are listening.
I think Kurt Hughes hammered him.
He might have.
A 12-year-old here who regained his winning form against Lesser 3 starts back. So he sparked something there. He dropped back to this level. He was a runner-up to You're My Heartthrob last Saturday. So he remains on his toes and switches to Adam Murner. Maybe he can turn the tables.
Now to your final call to purchase a 50-50 draw ticket on tonight's program. Right now, $700 going to go to the winner. Last call to pick up your 50-50 ticket.
Here's the 2, You're My Heartthrob, for Brittany Dowling and Claire Murphy. They share the ownership. David Dowling trains. David's going to do the driving, and Ken, he's the guy to beat here.
Yeah, on a lengthy roll. While displaying the every other pattern, fresh off one of his patented, well-controlled wire-to-wire romps as the heavy favorite. Now he looms large as the main target from post 2. He'll be the one to knock off. 1-4 right now.
And you're going to round it out with the 1, Hamac Augustus here for Hamac Farms of Brookfield. Watts is the trainer. Patrick Shepard is the driver here, and you like the rail spot.
Yeah, repeatedly parked and pace compromised. His last 2 were over off tracks. He gets another shot at this reduced level, has the rail. He's got a chance to pave the way for a ground-saving journey at 12-1.
Well, stay tuned for a special presentation after this race here in the top of the park. So we'll have that for you. Dr. Ian Moore is going to join us on the broadcast, and James McDonald also going to join us tonight. I was on the air this morning with Ocean 100 with Jason Hughes, the Blue Knight, and we were there early this morning, 7:30, and had a great segment on the morning show with Darcy, Jill, and Scott. Countdown clock is in. It is post time for race number 6. In behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate, and back upstairs for the race call. Here's Vance Cameron.
Hamac Augustus, You're My Heartthrob, Pictonian Storm, Jetster, Poplar Artie, Big Boy Hills, top of the stretch. Here they come. Rough and pacing, Jetster fires out, You're My Heartthrob, and in between horses, that's Pictonian Storm. Racing to the turn and coming from 4th from the outside, Poplar Artie. On the rail, 5th is Hamac Augustus, then the trailer, Big Boy Hill is 6th, the quarter pole bound, You're My Heartthrob for David Dowling on the engine. From the outside, a racing 2nd, that's Jetster. 3rd up the rail is Pictonian Storm. Up into 4th is Poplar Artie. Racing from 5th, Hamac Augustus, and Sing Them All 6 is Big Boy Hill, the quarter-mile time. They arrived there 28-4. And on the front end, You're My Heartthrob, the fraction center for Dowling. In the 2-hole, that's Pictonian Storm. Taking the seat, 3rd was Jetster. 4th on the cones, that is Poplar Artie, and he's edging to the outside. To pick up that cover from the outside, 5th is Hamac Augustus. Trailing the field, Big Boy Hill. They're halfway home in a 6. You're My Heartthrob, the midway point leader. Pictonian Storm is 2nd. From the outside, Poplar Artie third, 59 and 2 was the half. Racing third up the rail, Pictonian Storm. Jester now fourth. On the outside, Hamac Augustus fifth. Trailing the field, Big Boy Hill is sixth. Halfway on the backstretch for the second and final time. Three-quarter pole land. They go there next, led by You're My Heartthrob. On the outside, Poplar Artie. On the cones, that's Pictonian Storm. Three-quarters tripped in 1:29 flat. Shade more than an eighth of a mile to go. You're My Heartthrob turning for home with the lead. Second, Pictonian Storm. Poplar Artie back to third. Hamac Augustus fourth. Deep in the stretch now. Coming to the wire. Here's David Dowling. You're My Heartthrob and the Dowling triple. Second, Pictonian Storm rallying up third. Big Boy Hill in 1:58.3.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 6 from Red Shores in Charlottetown tonight. And we'll see the Ocean 100 trackside presentation coming up. You're My Heartthrob got to the front. And Kent fended them all off, or Kenny, and fended them all off and got it done again.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get some pressure, or maybe an early tussle with Jetster, who was wrangled back into third. But You're My Heartthrob on the engine for 2 in a row, breaks up that every other pattern. 3 for 4 on the season, 27th career victory. David Dowling's time to shine tonight at Red Shores, 1:58.3 with that final quarter, 29.3. Pictonian Storm with the pocket ride picks up second. Big Boy Hill, Jason Hughes rallies for third. You're My Heartthrob, the standout in race 6.
You're My Heartthrob, arriving at the 6-race winner's circle. Big pacing gelding, 9 years by Some Heartthrob off the Cam's Card Shark Dam. You're on a roll. Home of Brittany Dowling of Springvale and Claire Murphy of Millvale. Bred by Team Wilfong from Indiana. Trainer David Dowling has the training double. Driver David Dowling has the driving triple on this night. Time for the mile in 1:58.3. You're My Heartthrob and the David Dowling triple in the 6 down at trackside Ocean 100 with the cooler presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by the new 1888 Lounge at Red Shores. The 1888 Lounge is perfect for your corporate meetings, parties, or presentations. Contact Rebecca in our Sales and Events Division for more information on the new 1888 Lounge upper level at Red Shores.
Here's the official results in race 6. Hamac Augustus fourth. You're My Heartthrob, the race winner. Pictonian Storm was second. Jetster finished sixth. Poplar Artie was fifth. Big Boy Hill finished third. Brookdale Ollie was scratched. The quarterly fractions were 28 and 4, 59 and 2, 129, and the mile 1:58 and 3. In review, 4-1-2, 6-5, 3 scratched. You're My Heartthrob, 210 to win. The Exactor $10.60, Triactor $60, Superfecta $19.52.
Okay, so welcome back to the top of the park here on a special evening at Red Shores celebrating the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards. And there's a shot up here. It is a packed house, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you. Joining me here is David McKenzie, General Manager of Red Shores. I have Mike O'Brien and his wife Pat and members of the O'Brien family here today. We have Taryn Murnahan, the Food and Beverage Manager, Chef Andrew Smith, the Executive Chef here at Red Shores. From our corporate office of Atlantic Lottery, we have Patrick Daigle, the President and CEO of Atlantic Lottery, and Dallas McCready, the Chief Strategy Officer here at Red Shores. And David, it's part of our next rollout of guest experience, which I know you and everyone on the team here is very passionate about, but this is an exciting night.
This is a very exciting night. We've got a wonderful announcement tonight as part of the O'Brien Awards.
So we've been working on the restaurant, as you know, for the past number of months. It closed in October, and it's going to reopen again, scheduled to open in March. And we are very pleased tonight to unveil a brand new name, a brand for it that is really touching, we feel, and especially on this weekend. So I'm going to ask members of the O'Brien family, Alden O'Brien here, Mike O'Brien, to unveil the new name for downstairs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for O'Brien's Social Bar and Kitchen. Coming soon, right here to Red Shores. And David, this is something, everyone's been excited about this. We've been keeping this under wraps for so long, and tonight to really unveil it during this special weekend is just adds another great touch.
It sure does. I guess it's a miracle that Alden didn't share the secret with everybody. I ran into Sean Murphy today, and he said he hadn't heard a word. I was quite shocked by that. But no, we've been trying to figure out how to properly honor the O'Brien family here on a permanent basis here at Red Shores. Mike is obviously a key founder of this organization as well. And we felt that the O'Brien's restaurant downstairs, with such a tie to the history of harness racing, it couldn't be more perfect. So we were really thrilled when Mike and Alden and their family agreed to it, and helped us a little bit with the design, and we're very pleased. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again, named in honor of Joe O'Brien and the O'Brien family. Thanks to the marketing team here at Red Shores with all the great work they do. We'll send it back to the horses in the paddock, ready to come out here next at Red Shores.
MCA Consultants. Sponsors the 7th race. They're on parade, bumping the road 1, owned by Brett, Joel, and Lisa LeBlanc. Brett LeBlanc Training and Driving. Stone Beach Lily 2 is owned by Trish Hardy of Georgetown, trained by Todd Hardy. Kenny Murphy drives. Atlantic Star wears number 3, owned by Mike Pollard of Stratford, trained by Jennifer Doyle, Mike McGuigan. Pretty Blue Angel number 4, owned by Jay Noy of Clyde River and William Andrew of Calgary, Alberta, trained by Jay Noy, Mark Bradley driving. 5 is Elm Grove Mistress, owned by Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge, trained by Jennifer Doyle, Jason Hughes drives. Number 6, Tobin's Bounty, owned by Brittany Dowling, Sandra Weeks, and Errol Burgoyne. Of Springvale, David Dowling trains and drives. Down to your final call for wagering here on race number 7 with no changes. And back to the HBI broadcast desk for Peter McPhee and Ken Workington and the race day recap presented by Metro Home Building Center.
Yeah, so we're going to get to that in just a minute here with the recap. And before we do that, we have Mike O'Brien here. And, of course, we just did the unveiling of O'Brien's Social Bar and Kitchen, Mike. And that's a very special moment right now.
It is a very special moment, Lee. And, I think all the O'Brien family, are very, very proud and certainly honored about this tradition. And as you know, and you and I go back a long time when this whole facility started to materialize, but some 20-some years ago, and there were a lot of challenges. But, without this facility, I don't think the O'Brien Awards would be here, Lee.
Well, a nephew of, Joe O'Brien, the ultimate horseman, and to have the Canadian Harness Awards named after him. But to have this here when you come in, it's really special for you and all the family, but really says something about Prince of Rhode Island in general.
Well, it certainly does. And, to recognize tradition, and every building should tell a story. It shouldn't be just 4 walls, and this tells a nice story. It tells a story of somebody that was very humble, very disciplined in his work, with horses. He just absolutely loved horses. And it kind of tells that story about how people, can do well in this industry. And so many people followed afterwards, the Hennessy's, Ian Moore, the honors he's going to get tomorrow. So it's all wonderful stuff, Lee.
All right, so thank you for this, a very special moment. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Lee.
All right, so that's it. Another great moment here and in the top of the park as we unveil a new restaurant.
Okay, thank you to Mike O'Brien and Lee Drake there. We're working on the 7th here, Kenny, and it's MCA Consultants. We'll see the trackside presentation. This horse here, Elm Grove Mistress, Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge, Jen Doyle is the trainer. What a year last year, 12 wins from 39 starts.
And she saw her 5-race winning streak snapped when Tobin's Brownie was allowed to steal away in the slop last Saturday. The Blue Knight can use her speed to take control and get back in the win column here at 6-5 and gain revenge.
Okay, you talked about Tobin's Brownie for Brittany Dowling, Sandra Weeks, Errol Burgoyne. They all share ownership. David Dowling trains. David's going to do the driving. Kenny, she's a really nice mare. Can she do it again from post 6?
Classy 30-time winner. A lifetime lived up to the favorite's hype. Applied a stranglehold with those soft fractions in the mud. A classy mare draws tougher but can leave alertly, and she's brimming with confidence. She's even money.
There's your 2 to round it out. Stone Beach Lily, a winner, 2 back there.
Yeah, turned things around with that gutsy score. 2 back, a distant third in the preferred 2 last Saturday. Back to a more realistic level here. Lands post 2 again, and you get 8-1.
Okay, getting set for race number 7 from Redshores in Charlottetown tonight as they swing in behind the Metro Home Building Center. Starting gate back upstairs to Vance Cameron for the call.
Bump in the road, Stone Beach Lily, Atlantic Star, Pretty Blue Angel, Elm Grove Mistress, Tobin's Brownie. Half a dozen noses moving up to the starting gate here in the 7th. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Rough and facing Elm Grove Mistress firing from the outside, bumping the road along the rail. Third one to the turn. Atlantic Star coming up fourth on the outside. Tobin's Brownie, Pretty Blue Angel around the turn. Then the early trailer. That is Stone Beach Lily. On the back stretch for the first time going to the opening quarter. Elm Grove Mistress and the Blue Knight Hughes on the choo-choo. Racing from second is bumping the road. Third up the rail, Atlantic Star. Now racing fourth is Pretty Blue Angel. Fifth on the cones is Tobin's Brownie. Trailing the field six. Stone Beach Lily, 28. 3 was the front quarter. Straight alignment as they round that upper turn for the first time. On the point at 3/8, it's Elm Grove Mistress. 2-hole ride to bumping the road. Coming out of the turn third, that's Atlantic Star. Edging wide in fourth, Pretty Blue Angel. Then racing fifth, that's Tobin's Brownie. Trailing the field, Stone Beach Lily is sixth. The backfield in motion at the midway point, led by Elm Grove Mistress. Bumping the road is second, 58. And 3 was the half. Racing third, bumping the road. Fourth along the inside, Atlantic Star. Moving up fifth and about to go 3 wide. That's Tobin's Brownie. Then on the outside, 6 is Stone Beach Lily. The 3/4 comes next. Elm Grove Mistress, the leader. At her wheel, Pretty Blue Angel. Tobin's Brownie now will pressure lock. 3 wide third. Fourth up the rail, bumping the road. The 3/4 in 1. 28 and 3. They're well grouped as they round the turn for the second and final time. Just an eighth of a mile to go. Elm Grove Mistress turning home. Tobin's Brownie on the outside. Bumping the road up the rail third. Stone Beach Lily coming late fourth. Deep stretch now. Elm Grove Mistress. Here's the Blue Knight. Jason Hughes in the driver's seat. Tobin's Brownie was second. Might have been Stone Beach Lily third. There'll be a show picture. 1:57 and 1.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 7 from Red Shores in Charlottetown. Tonight we'll see the MCA Consultants trackside presentation, and Ken, when Jason gets front here with Elm Grove Mistress, she is tough to beat. That's what happened tonight.
That's her modus operandi. That's the way she likes to do it. And last out sat behind Tobin's Brownie, this time taking charge. 28-3, 58-3, 128-3. You can't rate a horse any better than that. Jason Hughes for Jennifer Doyle, and this is win number 4 on 5 starts this season after seeing that 5-race winning streak snapped. Even money favorite Tobin's Brownie rallied 3 deep, came first up, a solid second, and up against the show, it was 1 or 2. It was the 2, Stone Beach Lily.
Ice cold for you and Kurt Hughes.
Kurt's a genius.
Elm Grove Mistress on her way to the 7th race winner's circle. Bay Pacing Mare, she's 9 by Articulator. Off the Real Desire Dam, Aquatic Lightning. Home of Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge. Bred by Robert Gordon of Elmsdale. Trained by Jennifer Doyle. And the Blue Knight, Jason Hughes, who's an O'Brien finalist tomorrow night for horsemanship. Put the mare on top at every call and guides her to her 40th lifetime victory on this Friday night. The mile's an excellent trip of 1:57 and 1/5. Elm Grove Mistress wires the 7th down at trackside. The MCA Consultants cooler presentation.
The management and staff at Red Shores want your experience to be fun and entertaining. That is why we offer information on how our games work, tips to keep your gambling fun, and available community resources. For more information, please speak to one of our PlayWise advisors or stop by the PlayWise Information Center.
Here's the official results now in the 7th race. Bump in the Road 4th. Stone Beach Lily 3rd. Atlantic Star 5th. Pretty Blue Angel finished 6th. Elm Grove Mistress, the race winner. Tobin's Brownie was 2nd. Fractions up 28-3. 58-3. 128-3. And the mile 157-1. From the top, your program reads 4-3-5. 6-1-2. Elm Grove Mistress paid $4.10 to win. The Exactor $11.40. Triactor $24. Superfecta $9.72.
Okay, so back to Race Day Live here in Charlottetown tonight, and a 10-pack, and we're working on the next race here, which is race number 8. Dr. Ian Moore, no stranger, of course, here in Prince Edward Island. He's back in his hometown here, or home province, for the O'Brien Awards tomorrow. He's up for Trainer of the Year finalist. Ian, nice to have you on Race Day.
Oh, really nice to be here, Lee. Haven't been up this way in the wintertime very much in the last 15 years. But we bought a shovel, shoveled some snow this morning. It was fantastic.
Well, you know what? You're an owner, trainer, driver, pilot, and I checked the radar a little earlier. It didn't show any snow, but that's not what you checked, and you were bang on.
Yeah, the aviation forecast said snow starting around 8 o'clock, and I noticed they didn't plow the east-west runway at Charlottetown on the way by tonight.
Okay, so there you go. What's it mean, Ian? You just put in another fantastic year. You're at the top of your game year in and year out, and you're up for Trainer of the Year again. How does that make you feel going into the 35th O'Brien Award, especially here in PI?
Well, as I said last night on an interview with Woodbine, I'm very humbled and very honored to be nominated for that award, I guess. Not necessarily thinking I deserve it, but we've had a bit of luck in recent years with young horses, and I've been very, very fortunate to have some excellent owners and partners, and equally as important, to have some top horses to work with as well, which has made my job a whole lot easier. Well,
one of those top horses, Stockade Sealster, and a barn that's just been doing fantastic, but up for 3-year-old pacing colt finalist. And you know what? There's a horse there that was top of the game week in and week out, and really went in some tough races too and performed well.
Yeah, the 3-year-old division was very tough last year, especially with Confederate around in the U.S. Stakes. But Stockade held his own. I mean, he went some races where we were, wondering why, and but then he bounced right back next week, and he still ended up making well over $600,000, a lot of that U.S. money, and I think we're very pleased with the way he went. He's just started jogging a week ago Monday, so hopefully we'll have him ready for the 4-year-old race at Flamborough in May.
All right. Well, I know another great connection there, Sally and Paul McDonald of Surrey with Stockade Sealster. I was interested, you have had a lot of great horses over the years, and when you say that you're really impressed with the development of Colt coming into this campaign, and that was a horse that you were telling me a little earlier with Clever Cody.
Yeah, clever toady.
What should we expect there?
Well, I don't want to jinx myself, but he really changed body-wise and mental-wise, I guess, over the past 4 months, and even towards the end of his 2-year-old year. And an odd thing about it was, at the end of April, he was still in my third set, finishing third, basically in that set, and he just seemed to swell right up and get to be really good in a hurry, and I'm looking for some optimistic things for him as a 3-year-old.
All right, listen, Ian, thank you very much. Great to see you. I'm going to see you in your tux tomorrow night and hopefully on the stage with your O'Brien Award winner. Congratulations and good luck.
Thanks very much, Lee.
Dr. Ian Moore joining us on the broadcast tonight. Here's the post parade for race 8.
Standardbred Canada sponsors the 8th race. The Run Parade, Fluentosity 1, owned by Shane and Blaine Baglow of Cornwall, trained by Blaine Baglow. Sean Stacey making his Charlottetown Driving Park driving debut. 2 Rock and Roll K's, owned by Hardcore Racing of Belfast, trained by Jeff Holmes, Brady Sweet. 3 is Counter Currency, owned by Tyra Perry of Tignish, trained by Jeff Holmes, Corey McPherson, Catch Drives. 4, Rock the Baby, owned by Windermere Farms of Springvale, trained by Earl Watts, Patrick Shepard driving. It's model time number 5. Kenny Murphy drives for owner-trainer Robert Phillips of Lewis Route 204. Elm Grove Red Wine 6, owned by James Quinn, Carl Peterson, and Brittany Dowling, trained and driven by David Dowling. Number 7, Skip Across, owned by Tara Harper, Ryan Wilkie, and Stanley Harper Jr. Stanley does the training, Jason Hughes drives. 3 minutes wagering time on race number 8. We're just 1 day away from the 35th edition of the O'Brien Awards in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Good luck to all the finalists and those with PEI connections. They include Ashley Gamester, Andrew Ward, James McDonald, Dr. Ian Moore, Jason Hughes, Curtis McDonald, and horses Stockade Sealster, and so much more. Lee Drake and James McDonald, they're coming up on race day.
That's right, Vance, and I will have James McDonald coming up here on the broadcast before we sign off here tonight. And that fan favorite ballot box that we had, he actually donated guys a summer driving suit. Peter McPhee and Ken Workington, and we're going to make a draw for that as well. Certainly wouldn't be wearing that tonight here, but it would be nice to have as a collection item from Canada's Driver of the Year, and he's up for Keith Waple's Driver of the Year finalist again.
Yeah, going for 3 in a row, Lee. He's won the last 2. We talked to him briefly here at the desk tonight, and going over $10 million in purses in 2023. Just an outstanding season for James. He's got a big shot tomorrow night. Kenny, as we work on the 8th there, Standardbred Canada will be trackside for the presentation. And we're leaning on Counter Currency here for Tyra Perry of Tignish. Jeff Holmes trains. Corey McPherson drives. And boy, Jeff Holmes is rolling.
Yeah, could go 3 for 3. He's got a couple in here, and the 2 favorites. This one, Counter Currency, was a tad overmatched chasing Tobin's Brownie and company last Saturday. She just missed before that. Gets class relief and inside slot here and switches to Corey McPherson at 5-2.
Okay, 2 to go here before the 8th. Need you in on the action, boy. You've had some nice payouts tonight, including a try for $1,300 tonight. If you were playing earlier on, good luck wherever you're watching Red Shores tonight. Here's Rock the Baby for Windermere Farms of Springvale PEI or Watts Trains. Patrick Shepard's going to do the driving. Has hit the board in 3 straight.
9-year-old's very consistent on the board, 5 of her last 6. She was right there in the photo with Counter Currency, 2 starts back, despite broken equipment in that affair. A dangerous stalker here, big chance to break through, and right now she is 5-1, as Peter McPhee would say. Better get a ticket.
Need to be in the action here, Kenny. A minute to go here before race number 8 tonight. And here is the 2. Talk about a guy who's hot. That's Brady Sweet and Jeff Holmes. They're going to team up again here. Rock and Roll K's was a winner. 3 back on the point from post 6.
And look at this. They're both 8-5 now. And this, the other Jeff Holmes tuned mare in here, a beaten favorite, draws better off 2 no-chance trips, a chance to bounce back here with a more aggressive effort as Brady Sweet looks to go 3 for 3 with Jeff Holmes.
So Standard Canada will be trackside here with a cooler presentation as the snow continues to fall in Charlottetown. Only a couple races left here before we kick into the Island Kitchen Party. I want to thank some sponsors who are joining us here tonight, of course, and some of the presentations with MCA Consultants, Red Shores, McRae, Backhoe, and Trucking. Donnie's always great to support the event. We look forward to seeing him tomorrow night as well at the O'Brien Awards. PEI Standard Horse Owner Association President James Perot. The Government of Prince of Rhode Island, the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association. All-Star Cresting was here, and they did a presentation, Ocean 100. And, of course, ACOA. Always great support, the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency. And thank you for your support. In behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate, countdown clock is in. It's post time. Here with the call is Vance Cameron.
Fluentosity, rock and roll case, counter currency, rock the baby, it's model time. Elmgrove Red Wine, skip across, top of the stretch. All lined up and approaching a start. Rough and pacing the inside trio, leaving out Fluentosity, rock and roll case, and counter currency. Fourth one to the turn. Elmgrove Red Wine to get away fifth along the rail. That's Rock the Baby. Then its model time is 6. Trailing the field in the early going. Skip across is 7th. On the backstretch they go. Led by Rock and Roll Cage. Here comes her stablemate, Counter Currency. Up and after the leader, and she's going to clear for Corey McPherson. That's Counter Currency now the leader. Rock and Roll Cage with no tussle settles up for the 2-hole ride. Fluentosity around the turn is 3rd. Racing from 4th, that's Elmgrove Red Wine. Then in 5th, along that inside, it's Rock the Baby. Moving up 6th from the outside, around the turn after the opening quarter, and they arrived at the first station in 30 and 1. Here comes the half. It's up next, led there by Counter Currency. Elmgrove Red Wine is pushed over now up to engage the leader. 3rd up the rail, Rock and Roll Case. Skip across picks up 4th on the outside. On the rail, 5th is Fluentosity. Racing from 6th, it's model time. And Rock the Baby is 7th. They're at the half mile in a minute. And 4 up the backstretch they go, dashing through the snow in one-horse open sulkies on the point. Counter Currency, Elmgrove Red Wine at her wheel in the pocket. Rock and Roll Case, she's muscling up 3rd. 3/4 completed, 90 seconds flat as they round the turn for the final time. Arriving up the 7/8, Counter Currency still there. Rock and Roll Case, a garden trip. Elmgrove Red Wine on the outside 3rd. They're in deep. Stretch now. Counter Currency. Rock and Roll Case. It's model time. Wow. It's picture time here in the 8th. 2 minutes. 1/5.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 8 from Red Shores in Charlottetown tonight. We'll see the Standard Canada trackside presentation. Wow, bang, bang at the wire. 3 wanted to cut it here through 30 and 1. 1 minute 4, 1:30. And then they were closing in late, Kenny. That was the 5 and the 2. I'll give it over to you here to close at the wire.
Yeah, Counter Currency brushes to the top, 30 and 1, a minute 4/5, 1:30. Well rated here, but Corey McPherson goes to the well. Rock and Roll K's, the 2-hole ride up the inside, is going to hold on here over the 5. It's model time. Kenny Murphy from second over. The horse showed a surge there in the final stages of the race and came on late again. So it was like a re-rally from its model time. But at the wire, it's the 2 Rock and Roll K's. Brady Sweet, Jeff Holmes, 3 for 3 tonight. Second win on the season for Rock and Roll K's. It's model time. Counter Currency was a gallant third in the 8th, a thriller.
Rock and Roll K's wins the photo finish here in the 8th. She's at the winner's circle. Bay Pacing Mare 4 by Tobago K's from the Cam Luck Dam Timel Extra. All My Hardcore Racing of Belfast, bred by Blaine Tebow from Kensington. Trainer Jeff Holmes triples up. Driver Brady Sweet triples up. And the mare stops the clock tonight in 2 minutes. And a 1/5. Rock and Roll K's in the 8th down at trackside. Standard Bred Canada joining us on this eve of the O'Briens with the cooler presentation. Here's the official results now from the 8th race. Fluentosity was 7th. Rock and Roll K's the race winner. Counter Currency 3rd. Rock the Baby finished 5th. Its model time was 2nd. Elm Grove Red Wine finished 6th. Skip Across was 4th. Fractions went 30 and 1. 1 minute 4. 1:30. The mile 2 minutes. 1/5. In review, 7-1-3, 5-2, 6-4. Rock and Roll K's paid $5.90 to win. The Exactor 37.30, Triactor 80.90, Superfecta 75.05.
So welcome back to the HBI broadcast desk here in Charlottetown tonight. Peter McPhee, Ken Workington, Lee Drake, Vance Cameron, and a whole bunch of guests here as we salute Joe O'Brien here tonight, and the O'Brien Awards happening tomorrow here in Charlottetown, the 35th anniversary. Ken and I will be there, and a lot of other folks as well, as we look forward to that, Ken. And but we want to bring you back to 1970. This is really interesting. It was the International Trot at Roosevelt Raceway, and Joe O'Brien won the race, and you did a voiceover on the race when he won that in 1970.
Yep, post 2 in the 1970, $125,000 back then. International Trot at Roosevelt, the rags to riches story, Fresh Yankee. North America's first $1 million trotter, known for her fluid gait and consistency. Number 3 in the race was the defending champion, Un de Mai, and the great Jean-René Goujon, who was going for 3 in a row in this race. Lion was number 5, the favorite from Sweden. Un de Mai got parked by her French counterpart in the race, Tedalian Pello, and Joe O'Brien sits chilly in the pocket off the dueling leaders and makes a key move at the mile marker and rallies 3 deep on the final turn.
Okay, let's pick it up here. Ken Workington on the voiceover here. Let's take a look.
For the second time towards the 3/4 mark. Tedalian Pello on the inside. Un de Mai will try to do it all the way, parked on the outside. But here comes a key move from Joe O'Brien, who's able to slip off the rail in front of Barbablu and get cover now behind the great French mare Un de Mai. 3/4, 135. They continue around the turn, and the two French trotters again matching strides here. Tedalian Pello on the inside, Un de Mai on the outside, and now Fresh Yankee with Joe O'Brien in good stalking position, third on the outside. Barbablu gaining ground steadily. That's Lion saving ground towards the rail, and now with the USA, the representative with William Meyer, Diane makes a 3-wide brush past the mile marker in 2:05. And off stride goes Barbablu from Italy, and 3 wide, here comes Fresh Yankee, full of trot for Joe O'Brien to pounce on the dueling French trotters as they turn for home in the Roosevelt International Trot. Fresh Yankee on the outside gets the lead. Tedalian Pello digging in. Un de Mai. Stylish Major driving through on the inside for New Zealand to get the 3rd spot. But the rags to riches story continues for Canada's Fresh Yankee as she wins the 1970 Roosevelt International Trot in 2:35.1.
Yeah, quite a story there, Ken. And it was really quite a story, a $900 purchase for Duncan McDonald of Sydney, and turns into the first $1 million winner in the sport. Quite a story.
Absolutely. She had over $500,000 on her card going into that race. She was the 1970 Horse of the Year. Joe O'Brien, as we pointed out, made that key move at the 3/4 point where he got into that second over position off the dueling leaders, rallied 3 deep to score the upset there. Very game Tedalian Pello was second. Un de Mai, by the way, would come back and win it again the following year. 1969, Fresh Yankee defeated the great Neville Pride, won the prestigious Elite Lop as well. She was the season world champion for 7 consecutive years. An iron horse, Fresh Yankee.
Amazing, and I know Joe O'Brien had said one of the best horses. He had so many, but he considered Fresh Yankee one of his best horses of all time. So great to honor him and watch that race here tonight. Great job on the voiceover by Ken Workington as well. We'll roll in the picks here for race number 9 and get a look at that. James McDonald still to come here tonight. He's going to be on the desk with Lee for an interview, so looking forward to hearing from James. But the 9th, we'll take a quick look. The Vance Cam is also coming up. Ken Workington on a 163. He's going to the Red Hot Brady Sweet, who has the triple tonight. He's at 163. I'm at 6-3-1. Kurt Hughes is rolling tonight. 6 winners from 8 races. You got to follow him. 6, 1, 3, and classifier along the bottom. 6, 4, and 3. 10 away from the feature at Red Shores. And there is that photo in race number 8 tonight from the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission. It was tight on the wire. Rock and Roll K's furthest to the inside. Gets up there for Brady Sweet to win it over the 5, who was storming its model time. Kenny Murphy second, and third goes to Counter Currency in the 8th.
Preferred Pacers for tonight's featured ninth race, the Joe O'Brien Memorial Place. They're on the track, and here is the post parade. Burnout Hanover 1. Owned by the Orwell Bay Stable of Orwell, trained by Jeff Holmes, Brady Sweet drives. Saul Lanigan of Cambridge is the owner and the trainer. Jason Hughes driving. Number 2 is 3, Trick Gainer. 3-man Terrier owned by Danny Bird of Burnham Bridge, trained by Jennifer Doyle. The drive goes to Damian McClellan. Blood Money, number 4, owned by Dr. Mitch Downey of St. John, New Brunswick, trained by Ronnie Matheson, David Dowling. 5, Pictonian I Am is owned by Robert Phillips of Lose Route 204 and Mark Galan of Summerside. Robert does the training. Kenny Murphy drives. Number 6, Roll with Hottie Toddy is owned and trained by Trevor Hicken of Montague, Miles Heffernan in the sulky. Down to your final call for wagering here on the 9th race. And gentlemen, we're coming up with our selections in the featured preferred. And again, we thank our friends at Results Marketing and Advertising for their continued presentation of the Vance Cam. And gentlemen, I'm jumping right on the bandwagon, most like all the punters on the 1-4 shot. He did get the outside and got assigned the 6-hole. What is Roll with Hottie Toddy? He's been on a streak coming into the race this night on a 4-race win streak back with Heffernan, and I look for him maybe right on down the road here in the O'Brien. I like the 4, Blood Money. Going to stick with him for the deuce. I'm going to go to number 1, Burnout Hanover for third, and if you play the super, I'm on to 3, Manterio. From the booth, guys, I like 6-4, 1-3.
Well, Vance, I'm going to stick with the hot hands of Brady Sweet, Jeff Holmes, both going for the Grand Salami, or Grand Slam, if you will. Achieved an improved result with that pocket ride for second last Saturday at Burnout Hanover. Right now he's 9-1. That might have sparked something for this Jeff Holmes trainee. He's back on the rail to employ that similar strategy. Just sit chilly right behind the 6 roll with Hottie Toddy, who's kicked off his season going 4 for 4 in January. We'll tack on the 3 at 12-1 Manterio, twice a runner-up to Roll with Hottie Toddy last month. Was pretty strong in the win column last year. Draws well to set up that opportunistic stalking trip closer to the pace, easier for me to say.
I'm going to go to the 6. It's hard to go against him. I will put him back on top, but I do like your strategy on the 1, Bernard Hanover. I think he is going to follow him here and may try to get him in the stretch here, but I'll call for second. And for third, I'm going to put in Manterio as my horse. So, again, that's the picks here in the 9th. It'll be the Joe O'Brien Memorial. We'll see the trackside presentation in just a moment. Getting set for race number 9 from Redshores in Charlottetown tonight. It is the Joe O'Brien Memorial. The horses swing in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Vance Cameron should be a good one. Up to you for the call.
Peter, it will be a good one. And I've been doing this thing a long time, long enough to have some Joe O'Brien calls of my own. It was right here at this historic racetrack in 1979 as we honored Francis McIsaac with the greatest driving colony of all time at Canada's greatest half-mile racetrack, the Driving Park. Here's the Joe O'Brien Memorial post-time Up and pacing, a host of levers in here. Burnout Hanover along the rail, the first one out. Second into the turn, that is 3, Trick Gainer to get away third. Along the rail, Manterio fourth, that is Blood Money. Roll with Hottie Toddy, unhurried on this night, away fifth. Then the early trailer, Pictonian I Am is sixth along the backstretch for the first time. Approaching the opening quarter, Burnout Hanover, the long shot leader for Brady Sweet. Racing from second is 3, Trick Gainer, Manterio. Third up the rail, Blood Money is fourth. Roll with Hottie Toddy, biding his time fifth. Trailing the field, Pictonian I Am, 29 and 4. Open this one up. The Ridge Straight alignment at the 3/8 pole, led by Burnout Hanover. Second is 3, Trick Gainer. There goes the first move. It's from Manterio. He's first over in the outside third. Following the cover out fourth is Blood Money. On the outside fifth is a Roll with Hottie Toddy. On the rail six, that is Pictonian I Am. 3 in, 3 out, 1 minute and 1 was the half. Onward they go around the paddock turn for the second time. 5/8 is up next, and Burnout Hanover getting him there. Second is Manterio. Racing third, going to the outside is Blood Money. Fourth up the rail, 3, Trick Gainer. Then in fifth, that's Roll with Hottie Toddy. Between them 6, Pictonian I Am. Wow, 3 lengths separate the lot. A quarter of a mile left to go, and Blood Money pounces on the lead late for Dowling. 3 high Roll with Hottie Toddy. Manterio between horses. 3/4 went, 90 seconds flat, and they're in the home stretch, and it's all Blood Money in here. Burnout Hanover second. Roll with Hottie Toddy. Here's David Dowling. It's his night. The quadruple in the Joe O'Brien. Blood Money going away. Second, that's Pictonian I Am. We need a show picture. And they stop the clock. 1:57. 4. Closing quarter. 27. 4. Boom. Just like that.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 9 from Redshores in Charlottetown. Tonight it was the Joe O'Brien Memorial. We'll see the trackside presentation. Wow, it's set up for Blood Money second over tonight. Tipped on the backside, Kenny, and he said goodnight.
Burnout Hanover with the early fractions, 29.4, a minute 1/5, 1:30, and here they come. The onslaught, Manterio first up. Blood Money from second over, goes 3 wide, and it's a power sweep. And he opens up daylight. David Dowling with the grand slam, trained by Ron Matheson. Blood Money's first win of the season, 26th career victory for Blood Money, who rallies along with Pictonian I Am and Kenny Murphy for the deuce. Manterio holds on to third. It's Blood Money in the feature, the Joe O'Brien Memorial, and David Dowling shines tonight with 4.
Blood Money arriving at the 9th race winner's circle. Pacing Brown Stallion, the 8-year-old son of Sweet Lou, is off the Western Ideal Dam Blood Diamond. Home of Dr. Mitch Downey of St. John, New Brunswick, bred by Diamond Creek Farm of Pennsylvania. Trained by Ronnie Matheson. David Dowling's having a night at the driving park. That's his 4th winner for the quadruple. The mile in 1:57 and 4 with a closing panel of 27 and 4. Blood Money captures the Joe O'Brien Memorial at Charlottetown with the trackside cooler presentation. Here's the official results now from the 9th race. Burnout Hanover finished 5th. 3-Trick Gainer 6th. Manterio 3rd. Blood Money, the race winner. Pictonian I Am was 2nd. Roll with Hottie Toddy finished 4th. Fractions went 29 and 4. 1 minute 1. 1:30. And the mile 1:57 and 4. In review, your program reads 563. 124. Blood Money paid $10.40. The Exactor 104.60, Triactor 713.40, Superfecta 120.24.
Okay, so welcome back to Race Day Live here in Charlottetown. We said we would get him on here, and he said a very busy schedule, and that's James McDonald, home for the O'Brien Awards, and joins us on the Race Day broadcast. James, nice to have you here.
Happy to be here.
You know, it's got to be special. First of all, the O'Brien Awards, it's only ever been out of Ontario twice, and to have it here in Prince of Rhode Island, and for you to be up for Keith Waple's Driver of the Year finalist, which could make it 3 in a row if you pull that off. How special is this?
It's amazing. We were talking about before we came on, just being nominated is such an honor. And then when I heard it was going to be in PEI, it was not that it was a goal. It's always the goal, the ultimate goal for a driver in Ontario to or in Canada to be nominated for an O'Brien. So when I heard it was back home, it got the juices flowing for sure, and it just something to keep you motivated every night for sure.
You know, I know your family's all going to be there tomorrow night. It's going to be a packed house for that. And there's so many great connections. I know another horse is so much more. We'll get to her in a minute. So we feature on the pre-game, but 400 winners this year. 10 million, I mean, up for this it could be a three-peat. There's a lot of special moments throughout the year, but Hasty Bid, the finalists as well, and you and Paige connected with that horse. How special is that?
It means the world to us. He's just been a dream come true. Anytime you buy a young horse or have a young horse, that's the ultimate goal is to win big races and be in big races with them, and it almost never happens. So for it to be her first horse she's ever trained, and he competed on the biggest stages all year, and just gave us thrill after thrill, and then to get his nose across and a bunch of golds, and always look like he had a shot and always be close. He's just been just something for us to go home every night and just thank our lucky stars. He's ours.
Another horse that you drove a lot is So Much More, and up for the older pacing mare finalists and breeder Doug McPhee and that connection to PEI. But every time you stepped in the racetrack with that mare, what was she like to drive? You always seemed like you always had her in a good position, but she always put in that extra effort every mile out, eh?
Yeah, she's just unbelievable. I mean, like everyone says, oh, you get her in good spots, and she does. But great horses, they just find. Like I just sit there. I'm just along for the ride. She's an unbelievable horse. If it's a close race, you don't even have to push on her. If it's tight, she's gonna get her nose out. She's just a warrior. She gives 150,000% every time she goes behind the gate, and she's just been a real honor for me to drive.
All right, well, I know your brother Curtis McDonald is up for Media Excellence Award finalist. We really appreciate you taking the time. Paul Murphy won your suit, the autograph suit.
That's awesome.
We appreciate you doing that, the driving suit, James. Thank you, and good luck tomorrow night.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate
Great
it.
to be home.
Here's the post parade.
I'm a looker, too, on the 10th race parade, owned by Robert Samara from Halifax, Nova Scotia, trained by Jeff Holmes. Brady Sweet drives. 2 Hamac Maximus, owned by Brett McDonald of Freelton, Ontario, trained by Tammy Collins, Damien McClellan. Luckiest Man Alive wears number 3, owned by Mike Pollard of Stratford, the trainer-driver Mike McGuigan. 4, Selkirk Echo, owned by Bobby Joe Matheson, Cheryl and Zach McFarland, trained by Ron Matheson, David Dowling. 5, Solid Silver, owned by Donald Beaton, trained by Stacy Dara, Kenny Murphy. Cheeky Play 6, owned by Audrey Cramer of Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, and Corey McPherson of Cornwall, Corey the trainer-driver. Number 7, Navalny, is owned by Dale and Ronnie Rennie Incorporated of Elmsdale, trained by Melissa Rennie and driven by Adam Murner. Down to 3 minutes wagering time on a race number 10 special evening at Red Shores, celebrating the O'Brien Awards, comes to a close with the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards Saturday night at the Delta. Lee Drake, Peter McPhee, Ken Workington next on race day.
Well, thanks very much, Vince. 2 to go here before race number 10 as we wind it up. Special evening at Red Shores to celebrate the 35th anniversary of the O'Brien Awards. They're happening tomorrow night, Ken, and you and I are going to be lucky enough to present some awards tomorrow night at the Delta.
Absolutely. I'll be on the red carpet, an interview, and I'm presenting the older pacing horse.
Yeah, so. David McKenzie and myself, we're going to be presenting the 3-year-old trotting filly as well, so that's a real honor. We thank Standardbred Canada for asking us to do that, and we look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night. It's going to be great here as we take a look at our picks here. It is closing out here at Charlottetown, and it is the late Super High Five. We'll hit the top 3 in here first. Kenny, you like the 1? I'm a looker 2 here on the rail for the Red Hot Brady Sweet.
Yeah, one tough trip from the second year. That's the only one start that keeps this guy from going 4 for 4 this season. That was an eye-catching rebound, a sparkling 157 and 4 mile with a -3 variant on the track that night, and stands out here on the rail for Jeff Holmes. 3, Luckiest Man Alive, left in the wake of I'm a Looker 2 last Saturday, but he's won 2 of 4 to start the year. Draws better. 2, Howmac Maximus is 2 to 1 here. Lightly raced 5-year-old's been pretty steady. Just missed to Luckiest Man Alive 2 starts back. Then he rallied for second to I'm a Looker 2. The 4, Selkirk Echo, he's been consistently landing on the edges. And the 5, Solid Silver on the ticket in 3 of 4 this season. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5.
Yeah, I like the 4 here, and I'm going back to Dowling, who's got 4 wins tonight. So I'm hoping he can end the meet on a winning note. I do like 1 for second. I'm a Looker 2. Going to put the 7 in a bit of a long shot, hoping to rally late for third, and then the 2 and the 3. 4, 1, 7, 2, 3 for me as we wrap it up at Red Shores. Okay, getting close here in race number 10. We want you in on the action here. Last chance to bet the live in Charlottetown tonight. On the rail, I'm a Looker 2. Even money is the favorite. Howmac Maximus. It's Damien McClellan tonight, 2 to 1. Luckiest Man Alive, Mike McGuigan at 6 to 1. Selkirk Echo, David Dowling looking for win number 5 tonight, 7 to 2. And it's Solid Silver, Cheeky Play, and Navalny. They're 5, 6, and 7 tonight. So last chance to bet the live. Good luck with your picks. We're getting close.
Well, a special Friday night and evening at Red Shores, celebrating the O'Brien Awards. Countdown clock is in. And Vance Cameron, I know you're going to be playing a special role tomorrow night, too, with presentations. And it's so special to have it here on Prince Edward Island and wrap things up here. And everybody should be proud.
Very proud, Mr. Drake, very proud to have the O'Brien number 35 right back in the home province of Mr. O'Brien. Going to be a real special, and I mean a real special night tomorrow night. But oh, boys and girls, don't forget about that Island Kitchen Party. It's up right after this 10th race, and it's the 10th, and it's super high five post time. Up and pacing, another host of levers in here. Along the rail, I'm a Looker, too, will be the first one around that first turn. Coming up second on the outside, luckiest man alive. Third at the rail is Hamac Maximus. Fourth on the outside, racing to the backstretch is Cheeky Play. At the rail in fifth, that's Selkirk Echo. Three wide, Navalny is sixth. Then the early trailer, Solid Silver, their quarter pole bound. I'm a Looker, too, on that choo-choo. In line to Brady Sweet. Dropping in for the two-hole ride, luckiest man alive. Might be a long night if your name is Navalny, caught on the outside third. Opening quarter trip, wow, they were sitting up in the nightcap. 28 seconds flat the quarter. Down the stretch they come. I'm a Looker, too. The fired-up leader, unluckiest man alive, Navalny, will not find a seat. Parked out third, fourth at the rail. Hamac Maximus, then in fifth. That's Selkirk Echo. Cheeky Play sixth, trailing the field. Solid Silver is seventh. The opening half mile, 56 and one, a cutthroat opening half mile, and a missionized leader is I'm a Looker, too, by 2 lengths. Luckiest man alive under urging is second. Hamac Maximus going to the outside third. Up the rail fourth, Selkirk Echo. Fifth along the inside is Cheeky Play. Backpedaling sixth, Navalny. And seventh, that is Solid Silver. The 3/4 up in 1:25 and 4/8 of a mile left to go. In at the rail, I'm a Looker, too. Hamac Maximus right alongside. Selkirk Echo coming late on the outside third. They're in deep stretch now. Hamac Maximus. I'm racing on the outside. Selkirk Echo, not enough. That is Hamac Maximus to win for McClellan. Then Selkirk Echo with I'm a Looker, too. Check this one out. 1:55 4. Wow.
Okay, here's the slow-mo, and what a way to close out the winter meet in Charlottetown as part of the O'Brien Awards here tonight. Kenny, race number 10, the replay brought to you by Universum Media. I'm a Looker, too, took us through 28, 56, and 125 and 4, and they're coming at him here late.
Yeah, the 2-5 chalk carves out a perfect setup here for Hamac Maximus. Hamac Maximus angles out of that 3-hole, dives first over for Damian McLennan and Tammy Collins, and is going to take a new lifetime mark here. Scores at 4-1 ups at 155. And for that Selkirk Echo, can David Dowling make it 5 on the night? Not quite. Drove the horse perfect and finishes second with I'm a Looker, too. The hot fraction center settling for the show dough. Hamac Maximus in the finale.
And Ken Morkington along with Peter McPhee, Vance Cameron just calling all the action there. You know, I want to thank the race office team, all the horse people from across the Maritimes, especially here in Prince Edward Island, who put the show on week in and week out, and to come under the wire here tonight and to close out the winter meet here. But you know what, guys? It's been exciting action tonight, but it's been exciting action all season long at Summerside and Charlottetown.
How Maximus arriving at the 10th race winner's circle by facing Gelding, the 5-year-old son of Articulator, is off the American Ideal dam, Scirocco Miley May. Owned by Brett McDonald of Freelton, Ontario. Bred by Hamac Farms Limited of PEI. Trained by Tammy Collins. Damian McClellan guides him to a new pacing record on this night of 155 and 4. Hamac Maximus in the 10th. Down at trackside, the O'Briens. Cooler presentation. Now, the official results here in the 10th race. I'm a Looker 2, finished 3rd. Hamac Maximus, the race winner. Luckiest Man Alive, 4th. Selkirk Echo finished 2nd. Solid Silver, 6th. Cheeky Play was 5th. Navalny finished 7th. Fractions were 28. 56 and 1. 125 and 4. And the mile in 155 and 4. In review, 314, 2657. Hamac Maximus paid $10 to win. The exactor was $39.90. Triactor $89.10. Late daily double $72.50, and the super high five returning $169.21. That's going to wrap up the meet here at Charlottetown. The evening's par mutual handle toppled $71,996. Ladies and gentlemen, from up top of the Charlottetown Driving Park, thanking you for joining us. This is Vance Cameron bidding you a safe journey home.